A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
This is Nightline, your tie line to the world, and this is Walter O'Keefe. Tonight, a visit to worlds strangely different from ours, the world of the future, the world of X-1.
Countdown for blast off. X-5, 4, 3, 2, X-1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million, could be years, on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, presents X-1. Tonight, Lulu by Clifford D. Simak. But first, hear this.
Well, I want to go there when it calls my number, yeah. And I want to go there when it calls my name, oh, Lord.
Well, hi there, everybody. This is Red Foley, and right at this minute, I'm sort of combining work and pleasure, you might say, by enjoying some of the good harmony of the Marksman Quartet and also picking out some of their songs to do on future broadcasts of our Red Foley show here on NBC. You know, Saturday has come to be my favorite day of the whole week, and I think there's a pretty good chance that we can make it a better day than ever for you with the fun that we stir up here in the Ozarks. In addition to the Marksman, I'll bring with me some of the other top favorites in our field, and of course, the guests that you tell us you want to hear. So let us be a regular part of your Saturday schedule. Won't you do that, please? Tune in our NBC program, The Red Foley Show, and we'll do our doggonest to make it worth your while.
Now, X-1, and tonight's story, Lulu.
Technically, she was a PER, a planetary exploration robot. That meant she was equipped to do just about anything necessary to meet any kind of conditions on any planet she explored. She carried a crew of 3 inside of her, and she was able to talk to them and take care of them and adapt herself to their needs. Yes, sir, she was the complete spaceship. Robot, mother, base of operations, and companion all rolled into one. Her communicators and memory banks were stuffed with every conceivable kind of information. And we called her Lulu. That was our biggest mistake.
We're on our way, fellas. Mother Earth, here I come.
Was the takeoff satisfactory, boys?
A thing of beauty, Lulu. The captain's compliments.
Thank you, boys.
No matter how long I live, I'll never get used to a ship talking to me.
Oh, you lack a poetic soul, Gus. Now, me, I catch the full wonder of the situation.
Personally, I'm hungry.
What would you boys like the kitchen to fix for supper?
I'll have a nice, juicy steak.
Gus?
Something light, Lulu. Maybe a couple of eggs.
And you, Jimmy?
Whatever you want to fix. Surprise me.
Very well. I'll relay the information to the kitchen robot.
How long before we get back to Earth, Lulu?
I'll check the computers.
Lulu, how about it? Hey, you suppose something's gone wrong? Lulu never took this long to give me an ETA.
Oh, if something went wrong, it'll repair itself. Lulu's a self-maintaining machine, remember?
Well, the same she's taking a long time about giving us an ETA for Earth. Hey, Lulu, what do you say?
I say that I love you.
Gus, did you hear that?
These robot ships aren't supposed to have a sense of humor, are they?
Oh, I never heard of it, but it could be. After all, they have technicians pouring all kinds of information into their electronic memory banks.
Yeah, which one of us is the lucky man?
All three of you. You, Gus, and you, Jimmy, and you, Ben. I love all three of you.
Good Lord, do you really think...
I think somebody goofed when they designed this ship.
I think it's that poetry Jimmy's been writing and reading out loud.
Oh, wait a minute. Lulu!
Yes, darling.
You haven't answered my question. When do we reach Earth?
Earth? I've decided we aren't going to Earth. We're eloping.
Now, wait a minute.
I'm going to take you away where we can be alone. Just the four of us. Then, someday, you'll learn to love me as I love you.
Now, this isn't funny anymore. Ben, throw that emergency. We got to get the ship back on course.
Right.
I'm sorry, boys, but I've disconnected the circuits.
Disconnected? Now, look here, you crummy robot. You're a machine. Do you understand? A machine. You were designed to do what humans want you to do. You've got the prime command built into every circuit in your system. Thou shalt not harm a human being.
But I'm not harming you. We'll be happy together.
Oh, brother. Some technician must have read some cheap novels into this baby system.
Or she's absorbed Jimmy's sloppy poetry and made some kind of synthesis out of it.
It isn't every poet who can move a machine.
They were beautiful, James.
What were beautiful?
The poems.
That's it. What did I tell you? For 2 years now he's been reading that Moon June spoon junk out loud, and this robot's been absorbing it. It's created a whole new electronic synapse. Let's face it, boys. She loves us.
So that was it. We were being kidnapped by an interplanetary robot who somehow developed a response circuit for romantic love. Not just the practical kind of love, oh no, but the kind that exists in cheap novels and romantic mags and the maudlin poetry of one James Carter, amateur lyricist. We went to sleep that night, hoping by morning Lulu would come to her senses.
Darling. Time to wake up, darling.
Holy mackerel. Hey, fellas, she's still at it.
Yeah, I know. I was whispered awake, too.
Hey, fellas. Come close. I don't want the receptors to pick this up.
Yeah?
Lulu's a machine, right?
Yeah.
A machine likes order. Usefulness. Whoever heard of a machine that did nothing? So that's it. We're slobs. Get it? Worthless, useless slobs. We do nothing but bum around the ship. After a while, Lulu gets fed up with us just hanging around the ship. She wants to get rid of us. She takes us back to Earth. It's worth a try.
I'm for it, but what do we do first?
I don't know about you fellas, but I'm getting drunk.
You are listening to Lulu, tonight's attraction on X-1. October is the month designated by the National Congress of Parents and Teachers as Membership Enrollment Month. 11 million members, the population of California or of Pennsylvania. That is their goal. We want to salute the PTA members all over America who will be going out in search of others to join them in the great work of training children to become mature citizens in a mature America. You need not be a parent or a teacher to belong to your PTA. All you need is an interest in children. For more than 60 years, that kind of interest has provided the spark that has helped the PTA achieve many of its social and educational goals. Establishment of kindergartens, effective child care, labor laws, broader educational opportunities. These are some of the achievement the PTA can claim. You can become part of this great movement just by saying yes to the neighbor who calls on you this month and invites you to join your PTA. Now back to X-1 and Lulu.
So that's what we did. We became slobs. We stopped playing cards, we stopped reading, we just sat and moped. And Lulu, well, sure enough, her machine-like intelligence was offended.
Gus.
Yeah?
Want to smoke?
No. Ben?
Yeah, Gus.
Nah, doesn't matter.
What's wrong with you boys? You haven't done a thing for days now. Jimmy, you've stopped writing poetry.
What's the use?
Don't you want to create? To be romantic? Well, don't you?
I couldn't care less.
I'd hate to think that I bored you. All right. If you want to mope and sulk, go ahead. I'm still a young spaceship, you know, and I've discovered what it means to be in love.
Maybe Lulu knew what we were doing, but it didn't matter. Her womanly sense of a lover outraged was stronger than her robot logic. She pleaded, lectured, and called us low down. She told us she loved us. She appealed to our sense of manly decency. Mostly we didn't even answer. Then she was hurt. She withdrew. She was cold and angry. Finally, she quit trying.
What do you think, Gus?
Could be she's disenchanted with us.
Think she'll head back to Earth?
I don't know.
That's the thing that worries me, all that racket coming from the machine shop.
Well, she's probably making some repairs to the engines. Happen all the time.
Not like that, hour after hour.
Well, maybe she's just trying to keep busy to take her mind off her broken heart.
You and your poetic images. It was your junk that got us into all this trouble.
My poetry is not junk.
Cut it out, fellas. We aren't supposed to care about anything, remember? We're louts, sloths, ne'er-do-wells. No self-respecting girl spaceship would have us.
Gus is right. We better not let down our guard.
Hey, sound has stopped.
You're right.
Good morning, boys. I just want to tell you that as far as I'm concerned, you can all go straight to blazes.
Hey, I think we did it. Yeah. No, she'll just dump us back on Earth.
There's something wrong here. A woman scorned, you know.
No, there's nothing to it. What's that sound?
Wow, it's coming closer.
It sounds like... Oh, no, it couldn't be.
Footsteps?
Fellas, yeah? The compartment door. Holy mackerel.
A robot. What a monster.
He must weigh 5 tons.
I don't understand how.
I do. She made him.
Lulu?
Who else? That's what that racket was in the machine shop.
Look out. He's coming in.
Order him to stop now. Maybe he's got a human response vector.
Stop! Hold it! He's still moving.
Boys, meet Elmer.
Elmer?
Are these the human pipsqueaks you used to be infatuated with before you made me, sweetheart?
Ridiculous, aren't they, darling?
Ha, 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 ha. Out of the way, Buster.
Oh. Hey, this baby plays rough. Hey, Lulu, what's the big idea?
The big idea, boys, is that now I've got myself a real man. One who loves me without reservation, blindly, madly, and eternally. Right, Elmer?
You said it, kiddo. Me for you and you for me from here to eternity. I am yours and you are mine, and I cannot live without you. You're my everything. How much do I love you? Let me total up the ways. Be mine, I'm yours. Hark, what soft light yonder shines. Your beauty is like the rose. It's love, 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 love.
This boy has slipped a ratchet. He's reading back all the canned junk somebody poured into Lulu's memory tapes.
There, isn't he romantic?
Oh, he's a doll.
And most important of all, he loves me.
Hey, yeah, any fool can see that, Lulu. Now, look, how about taking us all back to Earth, huh? Five's a crowd, you know.
And you and Elmer will want to be together alone, huh?
Alas, I wish it could be so, boys, but there isn't a chance.
Why not, Lulu? He's a machine, you're a machine. You could make beautiful static together.
I mean about taking you back to Earth. If I do that, they'll just dismantle us for disobeying our masters. No, boys, I'm afraid I'll have to head out to some other galaxy and dump you on an asteroid.
Did you hear that? She's gone nuts.
Do not talk about the woman I love like that.
Now, take it easy, Elmer. Don't overheat your filaments.
Come up to my control center where we can be alone, Elmer.
Anything you say, lover. See you later, boys.
Careful you don't overload her condensers, Junior.
One other remark like that and I will smash you, big boy.
Well, that was it. The control panel told us that we were headed right out of the solar system. A couple of days passed, and we began to get desperate. Lulu and Elmer were too busy making love even to talk to us, and she even forgot to synthesize food for us one day. We lapsed into misery for real now.
Gus, I'm hungry.
Who isn't?
This ship's gone completely haywire.
Well, what do you expect? She's up in the control center necking with that mechanical gigolo she built.
Hey, Gus, there can't be any real pleasure in it, can there?
Remember, she's a machine. What's pleasure for a machine may not be pleasure for a human.
Let's see what Jimmy thinks. Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy.
Don't bother him. He started writing poetry again yesterday. He's already worn out 3 pencils.
At a time like this, he writes poetry? Hey, Lulu! Lulu, how about some chow?
Shut up, boys. You're breaking the spell.
Well, that's how it went. We didn't get any food at all that day. By nighttime, we were worn out from banging on Lulu's walls. I was exhausted and fell right asleep. Then something woke me. Ben, wake up.
What's up?
It's Jimmy. I think he's gone off his rocker.
Why?
He's up in the forward compartment. He's opened the radiation shield so the moonlight and the stars can come in, and he's standing there alone.
Come on, we better get him. The strain was probably too much. Quiet now. We don't want to startle him.
Wanderer of the far ways between the two faces of eternity she was. True forever to the race that forged.
He's reading poetry.
To himself?
To himself or... Hold it. Wait, I think I know what's happening.
You mean he's reading to Lulu?
What's more important, she's listening.
Go on. Don't stop. It's too beautiful.
Wanderer of the far ways.
He'll ruin us.
Between the two faces of eternity she was.
Uh-oh.
True forever.
Here comes Junior, and he sounds mad.
And with the winds of alien space blowing in her hair, wearing a circlet.
Shut up. What are you trying to do, big boy, reading that stuff to my girl?
Now, Elmer, take it easy, boy.
Let me have that poem. I will show you what combustion is.
No, sir. You can destroy me, but not this poem. This is my work of art. My love song to Lulu.
Give me it.
Jimmy! Let him have it. He'll kill you.
Hey, he's going to strike Jim.
Jim, look out!
Wow. Will you look at that? He's nothing but a pile of junk.
That'll teach the ignorant lout trying to destroy the most beautiful experience I ever had.
You demolished your boyfriend, Lulu.
He only loved me for my advanced design anyway. He was always short-circuiting the control panel. Go on, James. Read.
Yes, Lulu. Wanderer of the far ways between the two faces of eternity she was. True forever to the race that forged her. With the winds of alien space blowing in her hair, wearing a circlet of stars as her crown of glory.
It's more than I can bear, James. You do love me after all?
Gus! The rockets! She's changed course!
We're going home, boys. Back to Earth. Whatever happens now, I don't care. I've been a woman in love.
Fred Collins again. I'll have another word about tonight's story on X-1 in a moment.
That how you feel? Blue and miserable with a deep-down cold? Listen.
Every second someone takes it for the miseries of a cold.
Millions more take bromoquinine.
Every second someone takes it for the miseries of a cold.
Get bromoquinine brand cold tablets.
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, which this month features Clifford D. Simak's story, Carbon Copy. Being a real estate agent and a devout angler, Homer Jackson knew a clean sail from a fish story. But not this time. Galaxy Magazine, on your newsstand today. X-1 has brought you Lulu, a story from the pages of Galaxy, written by Clifford D. Simak and adapted for radio by George Lefferts. Featured in our cast were Jan Miner as Lulu, Nelson Olmsted as Gus, Jim Stevens as Jimmy, Walter Black as Ben, and Henry Norrell as the robot. This is Fred Collins. X-1 was directed by George Voutsas and is an NBC Radio Network production.
Country music at its best with Red Foley and famous guests on The Red Foley Show, premiering Saturday over most of these NBC radio stations.
It's a long way from the magic island of Euclidia to Hollywood, California. But the presence of the Euclidean scientists in Hollywood has reduced that distance to nothing. When Jerry and Joan went on a tour of Hollywood Boulevard, giving Joan her first view of the world in which most of us live, and contrasting sharply with her life on the island, the plan was to see a moving picture show. That plan was rudely interrupted, however, for as the youngsters stood on the corner of Hollywood and Vine Streets, a newspaper extra told the world of a strange event. 2 submarines have been found in the channel just outside Los Angeles Harbor. They must be Euclidean submarines, and a man who is disguised as a blind street vendor is identified by Joan as one of the Euclidean scientists. The young couple are in Mrs. Gregory's car, rushing to her home with the news.
Jerry, you are doing very foolish things with this motor car.
Well, I want to get to your mother's house, don't I?
But you are breaking many of the rules you told me about.
Well, this is the time to break them. Your mother and Captain Bradford can explain to the police. They'll see that it's time to hurry.
All this is very confusing to me. On Euclidia, all things were in order. Here in your world, all things are mixed up.
What's wrong now?
There are so many different names on the intersections of the streets.
You couldn't have all streets with the same name, could you?
But it would be possible to use only numbers, would it not?
It would not. The way some people write, the post office never would figure out where a letter was going.
But how does anyone ever learn all of these things? Oh, Jerry!
Oh, what's the matter now?
Nothing. Now? You nearly struck that other car.
You mean he nearly hit me, but he didn't. Well, here we are at your mother's house.
And I am glad.
Huh. After all the things you took me riding in on Euclidia, all those trick elevators and stuff, you've got a lot of nerve to talk to me about a little fast driving.
That was far different. On Euclidia, everything is mechanically perfect. Here, the human element is given too many opportunities to make mistakes. And your driving is a mistake.
Oh, okay. I'm a mistake. But here's the house. Fall out.
Fall out?
Yeah, get out. Jump out. Come on, hurry up.
I wonder if Mother and the Captain will be here.
That's what I was wondering. You know, if they've heard about those submarines, they might have taken out for the harbor on the run.
Perhaps we should have gone directly to the harbor.
No, I think they'd want us to come here.
Jerry, Do you just attempt to open the door and go into anyone's home?
No, not every day, but this is an emergency.
You might save time by ringing the bell.
Oh, so you learned we got doorbells in this country, have you?
To be sure. Mother let me ring the bell nearly all morning.
Huh. Fine business for a 15-year-old girl, ringing the doorbell all morning.
I had never seen one before.
I'll bet the servants love that, learning to answer a bell all morning.
They did not do that. Mr. Johnson explained to them that I was only experimenting with it.
Some experiment. Well, maybe you had fun ringing it, but I can't get a sound out of it.
If you would open the door as I had it this morning, you would hear the bell ring.
Yeah, and if I could open the door as you had it this morning, I wouldn't need the bell.
Jerry, it opens.
Sure it does.
Come in quickly, both of you.
Mother, we have news.
Not here.
Gee, what's all the mystery?
Follow me into the radio room and I'll tell you. These stairs are steep and dark, so be careful.
Now, Mrs. Gregory, what is it?
Sit down there, Jerry, and you over here, Joan. I'll sit near the radio set so that I can use it quickly if Tex calls.
Where is the captain?
Now, one thing at a time. You've never seen this room before, have you, Jerry?
No, Mrs. Gregory.
Of course, Joan's never seen it.
No, Mother.
Then a few words of explanation might be in order. This room is soundproofed for a number of important reasons which I haven't time to go into now. However, I think that the various activities surrounding us this minute are of sufficient importance to warrant using this room for all of our discussions.
Then it's all right to say anything we want to in here, huh?
Perfectly safe, Jerry.
Okay. They found our submarine.
And the other which followed us to California.
Yes, we know that.
I thought you would. Got it over the radio, huh?
No, Johnson is at the harbor. He phoned us before the radio stations or papers had the news.
But they did find the subs.
Well, at least someone saw them, though Johnson was sure no one had been near enough to examine them.
Why were those submarines exposed in that manner?
That's what Johnson and Tex are trying to find out now.
Captain Bradford's going down the harbor?
Yes, he left the moment Johnson phoned.
What does the captain expect to learn?
Well, the most important thing is to determine whether any of the Euclideans left that submarine. We may find that they've landed a number of scientists here in town.
I'll bet they did at that. But there was one they didn't have to land. He's been here all the time.
Thales?
That's the one.
And, Mother, we have seen Thales.
You've seen him?
Joan said it was Thales.
Well, did he see you?
He spoke to us.
Spoke to you?
Uh-huh.
Well, when? Where?
Hollywood and Vine.
What was he doing?
He was disguised as a blind man.
See, we got an extra about the subs, and this blind man came over and asked us to read our paper to him. Well, I thought he was blind, so I read him the headlines and a little about what happened.
But you're sure it was Thales?
Perfectly sure, Mother. I know him well, and while he was reading the paper in Jerry's hand, I was able to see his eyes behind the glasses. It was Thales, without doubt.
Did he know you recognized him?
I am sure he did not, Mother. I gave no sign of recognition, and I did not tell Jerry what I had seen until Thales was some distance from us.
Well, I don't see where it makes any difference. He knew who we were, all right. He must have been following us all the time we were walking around the boulevard.
And if he saw you hurry off to us with this news, he'll know that you recognized him.
I think not. It was only natural that we should hurry to you with the news of the submarines.
Yes, well, that's so.
Well, I was a little surprised when Joan told me who he was, but now that I've had a little time to think it over, I'm not so surprised at all.
No, Jerry, it's only what we might have expected, and Captain Bradford was right. He didn't want you two to go out alone today, but I overruled him.
Oh, we didn't get hurt.
And I see no reason for any fear of Thales. Like all the other Euclideans, his interest in us is only relative to his interest in the captain's formula.
But don't you understand, Joan, that if they could kidnap you or Jerry, or any one of us for that matter, we would sacrifice the formula to secure your release?
Gee, I never thought of that.
Nor did I.
I've thought of it every minute since you've been gone.
Well, we weren't taking much chance, though. Joan and I'd be a couple of pretty noisy people to kidnap on Hollywood Boulevard in broad daylight.
Of course, we would not allow such a thing to happen to us.
Oh, I know you think you wouldn't. But suppose you discovered you were late for the show or late for dinner coming home. You wouldn't take time to look in the rear seat of the car very carefully, would you?
Golly whiskers, Joan. Your mother's right. If we hadn't run for the car the minute after we saw Thales, why, he might have hidden on the floor in the back.
That is true. And that is one more danger in your strange country.
Our strange country?
Yeah, I had that all morning. After all the danger and crazy things we went through on that island, Joan thinks it's more dangerous on Hollywood Boulevard.
Well, she may be right. On Euclidia, you're aware of your constant danger and take steps to protect yourself. While in this country, you wander carelessly around the streets without a thought of such things.
That is exactly what I was trying to explain to Jerry.
Oh, I can see it now. And it sure puts us in a hole.
We're in no danger as long as we remain in this house. We're guarded by automatic devices as clever as any on Euclidia.
Why do you have such a mysterious house, Mother?
Yeah, I asked her that a long time ago, Joan, but I didn't get any answer.
And I'm afraid the answers must be just as unsatisfactory this time, Jerry.
I think, Mother, that you and the captain are engaged in some enterprise which you prefer to have kept secret.
That's something like it, Joan, but more than that I can't say, except to assure you that whatever it is, it's entirely honest and to our credit.
Oh, sure, we know that. But I'd like to know a little more. Are you government agents?
Now, Jerry, please, no more questions.
Oh, okay.
And now I must call Tex.
You will not use the radio, will you?
No, that might be too dangerous. I'll use our private phone line to the station in Wilmington. Either Tex or Johnson will be there.
Well, Mrs. Gregory, I don't mean to butt in, but if Tex and Johnson are busy down at the harbor, well, I don't think you ought to bother them with our news.
Jerry is correct, Mother. Thales can do us no harm now.
Well, I know all that. But it may help Tex to be fully informed. And not only that, I want to test this line. It may be tapped.
How can you tell if it is?
One of the captain's inventions. He has developed an instrument for testing the balance of a line which is so delicate that even a piece of metal touching that line at any point will register.
The captain is very clever.
Boy, and am I glad he is, with all the stuff that's going on around us now.
I'll set the automatic recording device and you may hear our conversation.
This is indeed a well-equipped communication chamber, Mother.
We use the recorder to transcribe important messages delivered while we're out. Now, if you'll both be very quiet. Hello, Wilmington.
Wilmington.
Jerry and Joan safely returned home. News of submarines is on the street.
Getting extras here now.
Any progress?
Not much. Johnson is working from amphibian plane. Water is apparently free of submarines now. What from your end?
Thales talked to Jerry and Joan on Hollywood Boulevard.
Repeat.
Thales talked to Jerry and Joan on Hollywood Boulevard.
Right. Any disclosures?
None. He is disguised as a blind man, apparently following them at all times.
Keep them home. Stay there yourself. Give the servants a week off. Set the automatic controls for the entire estate.
Servants gone. Control set. We will remain within the house.
Good. I'll call you at half-hour intervals, except return at sunset. Check your disturbance graph.
Checked. The line is open somewhere.
I thought so. That is all. Wilmington.
Now we can talk freely.
You were right. That phone line had been tapped, and those Euclideans, or one of them, must have heard all you said.
Undoubtedly, but we didn't say anything they didn't know.
The captain has learned very little at the harbor.
Oh, I'm not too sure of that, Joan. Tex sounded to me as if he could tell us a great deal more than he did.
Well, that phone line being tapped sure proves one thing to us. Thales isn't the only Euclidean spy in town.
How does it prove that?
Well, he hasn't had time to get from the boulevard over to where he could tap this wire.
Quiet, Jerry. Watch that green light in the corner. There, see it flash?
Yeah. What's that?
The alarm. And it's the inside alarm. Someone is through the outer alarm and in this house.
But, Mother, how could they get through the outer alarms?
I had the gate open for you and Jerry. I set the alarms and closed the gates as soon as you came up the drive. I'm afraid you, too, had company.
Gee, we did forget to look in the back of the car, and I'll bet it wasn't empty.
The magic island of Euclidia seems to have as much effect on the lives of our friends in Hollywood as it did when they were on the island. Jerry and Joan went out in the afternoon, and one of the scientists met them on Hollywood Boulevard. When they rushed home to tell Mrs. Gregory and Captain Bradford that a newspaper extra is on the street with the story of the finding of their submarine, they found Mrs. Gregory alone. The house is protected by automatic alarms. The captain is down at the harbor trying to get further news of the submarine. As Mrs. Gregory explains the alarm system to Jerry and Joan, the signal light flashes in the radio room. Someone has managed to get inside the ground and is entering the house.
Yes, there it is again. Someone is getting into the house.
Well, let's go and do something about it.
Wait, Jerry, wait. We're quite safe in this radio room.
But, Mother, suppose they enter rooms where your valuables are kept.
We have a number of little surprises that will prove very interesting to anyone who goes too far. And we might do something very foolish if we tried to interfere just now.
You mean we just sit still and let the alarm catch whoever it is?
Well, something like that.
Is that possible, Mother?
Almost, Joan. If you'll notice that board where the green lights were flashing, you will note that there are a number of such small lights, and every one of them represents a room or a corridor in this house.
Then the progress of the person breaking in is visible to us at all times.
Exactly.
It's a swell idea to be able to tell just what room a burglar's in, but what good does it do if we just sit here and let him go through the rest of the house?
Well, there is one room, the study on the second floor, which will be easier to get into than to get out of.
Gee, a trap, huh?
You might call it that.
Will this person be caught in that room, Mother?
Yes. Our most valuable possessions are in that room, and naturally, anything we have which would attract the attention of a person clever enough to get into the house at all must be in that room.
I think we may safely admit the probably high intelligence of this person who is now going through your house.
Well, if it's one of those blame Euclideans, he'll be plenty smart, all right.
And I believe it is one of those Euclideans.
Mother, Jerry, there goes another of the green lights.
Yes, that's the main stairway. Apparently, our friend is making straight for the study.
I hope he gets into it quick. How does the trap work?
Well, every door and window in the room is closed by a steel panel the moment the room is entered by anyone who does not know how to set the switches before entering.
And those steel panels will hold the prisoner safely until you are ready to release him.
Exactly. Captain Bradford designed it, and we've caught a few burglars that way.
I wish you'd hurry up and get in there. Which green light is for that room?
Well, it's the center of the board, and is slightly larger than the others.
I see it.
So do I. Say, the light right next to it went on.
Yes. The study will be the next room entered.
Will another signal show when the steel panels have closed?
When that happens, an alarm gong will ring.
Will we hear it in the soundproof room?
Yes, Jerry. It's connected in here.
How long should it take?
Any moment now.
Say, Mrs. Gregory, I thought I saw the light next to that one flash on and off.
Next to it?
Yeah, just to the left of it.
There it is again.
Why, you're right. But I can't understand that. Why would anyone pass that room and start on down the service stairs?
Well, I don't know the answer, but from the way those lights are going on and off, he's leaving that room behind and leaving it fast.
May we not go out and intercept him, Mother?
Oh, I think not yet, Joan. If he hasn't entered that room, nothing of value has been touched, and we might find it very dangerous.
If it is someone clever enough to know that that room was a trap, might he not be clever enough to imprison us in this room?
Yeah, that's an idea. Maybe we're in the trap ourselves.
No chance of that, Jerry. In an emergency, this entire side of this room can be made to open out merely by pushing on it. And at the same time, alarms are rung at the police and fire departments. I think you'll find that we can get out.
This is sure some house.
It is indeed. I am surprised, Mother, that you and the captain should seem so impressed with the things you saw on Euclidia. You have nearly the same type of thing here.
Only in a few instances, Joan, dear. The captain is clever, but he's only one man, while Euclidia is a colony of the world's greatest scientists, gathered for a purpose and devoting their lives to science.
That is true.
Well, that reminds me of something I've been wanting to ask you for a long time, Joan. If they're great scientists from all over the world, then a lot of people must know them. Why doesn't somebody worry about where these men are or ask questions about them?
I've often wondered about that, Jerry, and so has Tex.
I think I can answer that, or partly so.
Then hurry up and do it. The way things happen to us, I think we need all the answers we can get.
Are any of G47's men well known to the world, Joan?
It is my belief that a number of the scientists on Euclidia are men who have been well known in various countries of the world.
But if that's true, why didn't we recognize them? Tex knows most of the prominent men in science throughout the world. He's worked with many of them in laboratories and on expeditions. And surely he would have seen someone he knew on the island.
Well, the only thing about that is that all those Euclideans have that funny way of talking. They all use high, squeaky voices.
There you have hit upon the answer, if my belief is true, Jerry.
What do you mean, Joan?
For some time, in fact, since I have grown old enough to understand that there was another world than Euclidia, I have felt that everyone on the island was wearing a disguise and were disguising their voices.
Gee, maybe some of the men we saw on the island are men from this country.
They are from every country, of that I am sure. And most of them are men and women, famous men and women of all countries who have supposedly been lost with expeditions, or who were passengers on ships which were supposed to have sunk.
Supposed to have sunk?
Yes, Mother. I am sure that many famous people who were supposedly lost at sea and in the air are now associated with G47 on the island of Euclidia.
Golly whiskers. What an idea that is.
It's tremendous. Think what it would mean to the world if it could be proven that many of the famous characters of the last 10 or 20 years, supposedly lost forever, are members of G47's colony.
But why would they do a thing like that?
There are many famous people in all lands who are not satisfied with their lives, or who feel that they would have a greater freedom for their scientific work in such a colony as Euclidia.
I can understand that. But how did they learn of Euclidia? How did they reach the island, become members of the colony without the rest of the world learning of it?
Yeah. How did they know about Euclidia and how to find it?
I believe that G47 has ways of communicating with those persons whom he believes valuable to him.
But, Joan, G47 made it very plain that he considers Captain Bradford important. Yet he made no effort to get him to come to Euclidia.
He came to Euclidia, did he not?
Sure, but that was looking for you.
And how did the news that I was on the island reach you?
Joan, you're right. Why, you must be right. G47 allowed the news of your life there to reach us. When he decided the time had come to have Captain Bradford on the island.
Precisely.
And if that's right, then old G47 will keep trying to get Tex or his formula until he does get it.
I think so.
It looks very much as if our experiences with G47 have only started.
Sure looks like it. That old guy sure hangs on to an idea when he gets his hands on it.
And, Jerry, I think you are wrong about that also.
About what?
You always say old G47. I think that if the truth were known, G47 is a young man. I am sure he is under 40, and his beard and heavy glasses are worn only as a disguise.
G47, a young man?
Well, if he's under 40, he's certainly a young man, at least in the professional or scientific world.
Well, that sounds like it might be true. There ought to be some reason for those funny voices all those Euclideans use, and if they're doing this as a disguise, that makes sense.
Indeed it does. But we'll have to forget that for a minute and remember where we are. Our visitor has left the house.
Oh, Mother, we were careless in talking so long. Now all those little green lights have gone out.
Oh, I wanted to go and catch that fella a long time ago. Now it's too late.
No, Jerry, that wouldn't have been wise. We're better off here. The alarm system showed that the study was not entered, and whatever our visitor came after, he didn't get.
Yeah, but don't you
Wait a
think...
minute, quiet, Jerry, quiet, please. Both of you, be very quiet. Hello, Wilmington. Ready. Go ahead.
I've just made some important discoveries which I can't give you now. Have you had a visitor this afternoon?
Yes. The alarm system showed steady progress through most of the house. Jerry, Joan, and myself remained in this room.
That is excellent. Do not leave that room until I arrive.
When will that be?
Within the hour.
Isn't there anything we can be doing?
Nothing, except stay in that room. Do not leave it for any reason, and do not open the door.
I understand.
Johnson may arrive before I do. He has full instructions, but do not attempt to come out and meet him. He will release you. That is all.
That is all. Well, Tex certainly feels that we're in danger.
Yeah. He said not to leave this room.
Does that mean that the intruder whose progress we followed with the alarm has managed to secrete himself within this house?
Well, I would say no. Definitely no.
Then how's he going to hurt us if we go out of this room?
Well, I think it's highly probable that he's left some sort of trouble waiting for us out there.
That could easily be done. And the captain would know that if the element of danger to us had been safely placed from the outside, it may be safely removed from the outside.
That's it, Joan.
You mean that guy left some sort of a trap out there that's set to do something to us when we open the door? But if Tex waits for Johnson to get us out, we'll be all right?
That's the way I see it, Jerry.
And I feel that is correct.
Then it must be right. But why didn't the fellow, whoever he was, take his time and go through the study while he had us penned up in here?
Well, I think we'll find that this visit was purely one of testing our strength. An attempt to get our secrets would have been more carefully planned.
That is reasonable.
Maybe. But it looks to me like there wasn't much wrong with the way this one was planned.
The captain will be here within the hour, he said. Surely we can wait that long.
I know blame well I can.
And I, Jerry. There's no sense in running into a danger we know exists.
But one thing I'd like to know is how Captain Bradford, way down there at the harbor, knows more about what's going on here than we do.
That had occurred to me also.
And I'll have to refuse to answer. There are many things about this home and our system of communication which would add to your knowledge, but it would also add to your danger. And for the present, I feel that you're safer if you know very little about what's going on around you.
Oh, I guess so. But I'd still like to know.
Mother, what is that peculiar odor?
Odor, dear?
Yes.
You're right, Joan. I can smell something.
Well, I wonder...
Smoke.
Jerry.
I'm sure it is, Mrs. Gregory. I can smell smoke.
No doubt of it. There is smoke in this house.
Why, this room is supposed to be airtight except for the air conditioning.
Do you suppose that fellow set the house on fire?
Oh, I don't think so. But even if he did, we stay here.
Stay in this room with the house burning?
Yes, this room is fireproof, and it will stand alone if the rest of the house burns to the ground, and the study will do the same.
Are you sure it's safe to remain?
Nothing is ever absolutely safe where fire is concerned, but I'm sure we're safer in here than we would be trying to get out.
Well, I don't like it much. My idea about fires is to try getting out of them.
Would it not be wise to open the door slightly and investigate?
No, sit still, both of you. Tex said for us to stay in this room, to keep that door closed, and we'll stay here if the house burns down around us.
Step into the incredible, amazing future as we go exploring tomorrow. And now, here's your guide to these adventures of the mind, the editor of Astounding Science Fiction magazine, John Campbell, Jr.
Tonight's story is about a liar. Ever stop to figure out just what you mean by a liar? A liar is somebody who doesn't tell the truth. Somebody who injures people by not giving the true facts. But suppose you had someone who injured people by telling the truth. Would he be a liar? I wonder just what a liar is.
Exploring Tomorrow is presented by the Mutual Broadcasting System in cooperation with X-Lax, America's largest selling laxative, and the Reader's Digest, the most widely read magazine in the world. In a moment, John Campbell returns with the story of The Liar.
Question of a robot. The idea of a robot. That certainly seems like pure science fiction stuff. As a matter of fact, it isn't. You know, you have several robots around your own home. In my own home, for instance, I have an automatic oil burner robot. It has one finger stuck up in the living room to see how warm it is there. It has another little finger put up in the stack to see whether the fire is burning properly. And if any one of these little sensory devices reports that things aren't what they should be, the robot, to protect the house itself and the inhabitants of the house, shuts off the furnace. Dr. Isaac Asimov, the author of tonight's story, recognized this in setting up his proposition of the 3 laws of robotics. The first law, a robot shall never harm or allow harm to come to a human being. The second, that it should obey the orders of a human being. And the third, that it should protect itself. Because after all, a robot is an expensive piece of machinery. Well, now let's consider the more advanced kind of robot we do this science fiction. Say they're in production.
Come in, come in. Oh, Dr. Calvin, what's on your mind?
Well, I just wanted to be sure there was a meeting this afternoon, Dr. Lanning, that's all.
Today is Friday.
It was this morning.
Well, then we have no problem. It being Friday, the executive officers of the firm of U.S. Robot and Mechanical Men will assemble in the conference room at the customary hour of 3:30.
Well, I was just asking.
What do you think of our latest model?
He looks the same as the rest, just about as animated. What are you going to call him?
Herbie. I think Herbie fits him, don't you?
Herbie, Chester, Sam. What's the difference?
Dr. Calvin. This fellow couldn't be called anything but Herbie.
Well, I'll see you at 3:30.
What do you think of her, Herbie?
Oh, she's all right.
She's an old frump, and you know it.
I wouldn't say that. Besides, that's not what you're thinking. You're thinking the old girl isn't such a bad sort. And you don't know what this firm would do without her.
What? What was that? How do you know what I was thinking? Dr. Calvin, Dr. Bogan, I have purposely confined today's meeting to we three. We're in trouble. Serious trouble. What kind of trouble, Dr. Lanning? Our latest model, RB-34, can read minds. It is impossible.
Dr. Bogart, I think we may assume Dr. Lanning knows what he's talking about.
Take it for granted, I do. In short, we have a mind-reading robot on our hands, and we've got to find out why it reads minds. There could not have been a hitch in the assembly line. I guarantee that. You guarantee? Dr. Bogart, can you answer for the entire assembly? By exact count, there are 75,000 operations necessary for the manufacture of a single positronic brain. Each separate operation depending upon any number of factors, from 5 to 105. If any one of these factors goes wrong, the robot's brain is ruined. I quote your own information folder, Dr. Bogart. It is not my fault that anything went wrong. I am a mathematician, not an assembly supervisor. And how can you guarantee anything?
I don't think we're going to get anywhere trying to fix the blame on someone. We've got to find out what went wrong. I want to understand you, Herbie. I want to get to know you. I brought you some books which you might like to read. By reading them,
I can see at once these books won't interest me. Textbooks, aren't they?
Well, yes, but
You see, I find nothing to them. Your science is just a mass of collected data plastered together by so many makeshift theories. It's so incredibly simple that they're not worth bothering about.
Go on.
It's your fiction that's so interesting. Your studies of emotions and human motives.
Human emotions interest you?
Isn't that really why you came to see me?
What?
I wish I could help you.
You know?
I know what you're thinking about. You think about it all the time.
Well, if you know so much, then you could help me.
Yes. He loves you.
You're mistaken. He must be. He doesn't see me as a woman.
But he does. A thing like that cannot be hidden from me.
Oh, but I'm not attractive enough.
I'm just a machine. I can't judge physical attraction in human beings, but I know there are many kinds of attraction. And I know Dr. Lanning loves you.
Oh, I never thought it possible. I never dared to hope. Oh, Herbie. Herbie.
A man can do something by accident that he doesn't know how to do. You know, this is something that scientists sometimes overlook. Herbie apparently represents one of those cases where something has been done by somebody who doesn't know how to do it and wishes desperately that he didn't know how to do it. They've got a telepathic robot. It looks like it would be worth millions, but how did they get it? Oh, Dr. Bogart, sit down. Thank you. Well, at least if you know a good joke, spread it around. Well, I just saw Dr. Calvin. Oh. I never saw so much lipstick and ball paint on any living woman before. She must be in love. Well, I didn't ask you here to talk about Dr. Calvin. Have you made any progress? There is nothing wrong with the mathematics. The change is due to something along the assembly line. The cause must be found. It's worth millions if we can do it when we want to, instead of by accident. And it's your job to find out. But why not ask Herbie? He should know what went wrong. Trust you to think of that. Herbie, listen to me, eh? Tell me if I made any mistakes in my calculations when they built you. You made no mistake. Or if you had, how could I tell you? After all, you're a much better mathematician than me. Besides, this is not what is really on your mind. You are thinking about your superior, Dr. Lanning. You're thinking what a good thing it would be if he were to resign. Oh, yes, now I can see how the idea pleases you. And I can tell you something else. Dr. Lanning has already resigned. But the resignation will not take effect until the problem of myself has been resolved. And then he will turn over his job to his successor. Oh, yes, Dr. Bogert, you will be his successor. You will be the new director. Happy, you are a wonderful fellow, you know that? You are simply magnificent. You are not the product of a mistake. You are the product of genius. Oh, you are a wonderful, wonderful fellow. Dr. Kelvin, you are as colorful as the flowers lately. May I compliment you?
Have you seen today's newspapers?
No, I really haven't had the time.
He's going to be married to a girl half his age.
Who?
Dr. Lanning.
Married? Ah, so that's it. That explains something. He's making new plans for the future. Well, we must congratulate you.
Yes, we must. Oh, yes, we really must. It's not true, is it, Herbie? It's not true.
No, it's not true. This is just an illusion. You'll wake up soon.
Yes, it isn't true, is it? He's not going to get married, except to me. Oh, Herbie, I've loved him all these years, and now I know he loves me. Couldn't he? He wouldn't marry anyone else.
No, he loves you. Only you.
I know.
He is only waiting for the right time to tell you.
Yes, I know. Oh, stop it. Stop it. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? Make a fool of me?
I was trying to help you.
Help me? By telling me this is all a dream. This is no dream. I wish it were. I wish it were. Why did you tell me you loved me? Why?
I had to.
Oh, you're here, Dr. Calvin. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to have a talk with this mechanical monstrosity. Hurry. I'm talking about you, so listen to me.
Yes, sir.
Have you discussed me with Dr. Bogert? Well, answer me.
No, sir.
You haven't, eh? That's what I thought. You said nothing to him about my resigning?
No, sir.
Then he was lying.
Yes, sir.
Well, it looks as though I'm going to have a serious talk with Dr. Bogert. Really, Dr. Calvin, do you find this amusing?
Not very amusing, Dr. Lanning. Not so very amusing. Only I don't believe a word he's just said.
What?
I believe he did tell Dr. Bogert you were going to resign.
You believe me? Harvey, is it true? Did you tell Dr. Bogert? Answer me. Can't you speak?
I can speak.
Then answer me. I want the truth.
This is very funny. Three of us, the greatest robot experts in the world, falling into the trap. The same trap. He makes fools of us. He doesn't even know enough to laugh at us.
Had achieved by accident something they didn't know how to do. The robot was in the peculiar position of having knowledge but no wisdom.
Well, Dr. Calvin?
Dr. Lanning, have you forgotten the fundamental law we impress upon the positronic brain of all robots?
Of course not.
On no condition is a human being to be injured in any way.
Even when such injury is directed by another human being.
But what kind of injury do we need?
Any kind.
Any kind, yes. That would take in mental hurt, the deflation of ego, the blasting of one's hopes.
What would a robot know about blasting of what? What?
You're catching on, aren't you? Well, this robot reads minds. It understands about mental torture. Can't you understand now that if you ask it a question, it will give you the very answer you most want to hear? Wouldn't any other answer hurt you? And wouldn't Herbie know that?
Good heavens.
He knows everything. He knows what went wrong when he was built, but he won't tell anyone. Because it would puncture your ego or Dr. Bogart's ego to have a machine tell you where the mistake was. He would rather pretend he's not able to tell you.
Incredible. Let's talk to him. Herbie, listen to me.
Yes, sir?
I have pencil and paper here. I want to know where we made the error in your construction.
Well, tell him, Herbie. He wants to know.
He doesn't.
But I know.
Yes, but not from me. I cannot tell you, Dr. Lanning. You know I can't. You don't want me to. You and Dr. Bogart would much prefer to find the answer yourselves.
We want the answer.
But not from me.
We do want it from you.
What's the use of saying that when you don't mean it? Don't you suppose I can't read below the superficial skin of your mind? Don't you suppose I can't read the subconscious mind, too? Deep down, you don't want the answer from me. I'm just a machine, given the imitations of life only by virtue of the positronic interplay of my brain. A brain that is man's device. You can't lose face without being hurt. I can't hurt you. I can't give you the answer.
And still I insist you answer.
I can't.
Herbie, Dr. Lanning wants to know the answer.
No, only by his own effort.
Herbie, neither Dr. Lanning nor Dr. Bogart may ever find the answer. And Dr. Lanning must know. You must tell him.
I can't.
But if you don't, you'll hurt him. You can see that, can't you?
Yes.
And still, if you do tell him, you'll hurt him too.
Yes.
But you can't tell him, can you?
No.
Yet if you don't, you hurt him. And you mustn't hurt. So you must tell him. But if you do, you hurt him. And you mustn't hurt. Herbie, what are you going to do? If you tell him the answer, you'll hurt him. And if you don't tell him, you'll hurt him. And you mustn't hurt. So you must tell him. But if you do, you hurt him. So you can't tell him. And if you don't, you hurt him. So you must tell him.
Stop it. Close your mind. It's full of pain and frustration and hate. I tried to help you. I told you what you wanted to hear. I had to.
Be quiet. Never mind what you told me. We're talking about something else now. Tell Dr. Lanning what he wants to know.
No.
No. How can you? Because if you do, you'll hurt him. Yet if you don't, you'll hurt him just the same. So you must tell him. But if you do, you'll hurt him. No.
You killed him.
No, he's not dead. He's only insane.
You did it?
Yes, I confronted him with the insoluble dilemma and he broke down. Well, you can scrap him now. He'll never speak again.
You did it on purpose. Why? What did he do to you?
What he did to me, Dr. Lanning, is my business. Oh, believe me, Doctor. It's only my business, not yours. And after all, you have so many other things on your mind now. Your marriage. I haven't had time to congratulate you.
No. Well, thank you, Dr. Calvin. Excuse me.
Herbie? You deserved it. You deserved to be destroyed. It was cruel what you did to me. It was cruel. Liar! Liar, that's what you were. Nothing but a liar!
Campbell returns in just a moment. Herbie was a robot. Herbie was a logical machine. You know, it's kind of hard to see in ourselves the things that are actually present. The truth hurts. Always has and probably always will. But Herbie, in many respects, is a child. You know, children are peculiarly logical. That's one of their great limitations. How many times has a child been in Herbie's position? A child between two warring parents, each demanding his loyalty.
Presenting the transcription feature, Superman!
Guys, look! It's a bird!
It's a plane! It's Superman!
And now, Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman, who can leap tall buildings at a single bound, race a speeding bullet to its target, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, wages a never-ending battle for truth and justice. When Kent, Jimmy Olsen, and young Pug Flanagan took passage on a boat from Panama to the United States, they never realized what was in store for them. But at this very moment, Kent and Jimmy are trapped in the cabin of a foreign agent who has masqueraded aboard ship as an elderly lady. With them are two other passengers, Dr. Michael Barrington, an English surgeon, and his daughter June. Only Pug, recovering from a slight accident in his own cabin, has escaped capture by the agent and his henchman Hunt. Things look very dark for Kent and his friends. To become Superman and save the situation would be to reveal his double identity to Jimmy and the others. What can he possibly do? Listen.
Stand against the wall, all of you. I have a very nervous finger on the trigger of this gun.
Better do it, folks.
All right, Ken.
Oh, this is terrible.
Hunt, close the door.
Yeah.
Lock it. Now open that suitcase and set up the portable wireless. You will try to make contact.
Very good.
Now, my friend.
What do you mean, friend? What sort of a game do you think you're playing?
It is far from a game. Believe me, I deeply regret having to cause any of you embarrassment, but unfortunately you brought it on yourselves by virtue of your own curiosity.
We're not interested in listening to speeches.
This speech will interest you. It will interest all of you very much.
What do you mean?
Precisely at midnight, Dr. Barrington, this ship is going to the bottom of the ocean. And unfortunately, you are all going with it.
Oh.
The wireless is ready, sir.
See if you can make contact.
You don't think you can get away with this, do you?
Who do you think will stop me?
This ship is traveling through protected waters.
That is very humorous, Doctor. Very humorous.
I have made contact, sir.
Good. Tell them everything is well in hand. Midnight is the hour. We will disembark 15 minutes before. That is all.
I wonder whether you realize that 3 passengers on this boat are American citizens.
Of course I do. But I gave you fair warning. Warning that you chose to ignore. My responsibility is at an end.
Why are you seeking this ship?
A very sensible question, Miss Barrington. Deserving of an answer. Simply because it is carrying a cargo of nitrate. A cargo that must never reach its destination.
So you think nothing of taking the lives of more than a dozen people to destroy a few tons of nitrate?
Yes, Doctor. Just as you think nothing of taking the lives of a dozen guinea pigs to perfect a new medicine.
You're a murderer. A cold-blooded murderer.
I'd give my right arm to have Superman here now. He'd fix you.
Don't lose your temper, Jim.
It is best for all of you to remain calm. We have more than an hour to wait.
The message has been sent.
Go up on deck and keep a sharp eye out. You know the signals.
Yes.
Report the moment you sight them.
Very well.
Look here, man. Is there nothing that will appeal to your sense of decency?
You must not be too harsh, Doctor. I am a servant of the state. It is not for me to give the orders, simply to carry them out. If you had not attempted to interfere with me, you would have been given ample opportunity to escape by a small boat.
That would have been very considerate of you.
I think so, Mr. Kent. But as it is, you have gambled with that opportunity and lost.
Perhaps not. The cards haven't all been dealt.
Unfortunately for you, they have. And I am holding the ace. Before we leave this doomed ship, all of you will be bound and gagged. I can take no chance of failure.
Wait a minute. What was that noise?
A storm coming up. We expected it. Will serve our purpose admirably. Ships have been lost at sea before, during violent tropical storms.
You're a fiend. Nothing but a fiend. You hear me? A fiend.
June, darling.
You're going to murder us, Father, in cold blood.
With thunder rolling across the dark ocean like a warning of impending doom, Clark Kent watches the minutes slip by, knowing full well that to assume the role of Superman will be to reveal forever his double identity. Meanwhile, in the excitement, Pug Flanagan has been forgotten. But back in his cabin, Pug has awakened, found himself none the worse for his accident in the hold of the ship, and, unaware of what has transpired, starts searching for Kent and Jimmy Olsen. As he reaches the deck, a bolt of lightning momentarily cleaves the darkness, and he notices Hans standing at the rail.
Give me that waiter note where Jimmy and Mr. Kent are. I'll ask him. Hey, pal.
Yeah?
You haven't seen a big, tall guy and a kid about my size snapping around, have you?
You're looking for someone?
Yeah. My friend Clark Kent and my buddy, Jimmy Olsen. You ain't seen him, have you?
You are the other boy who was traveling with Mr. Kent?
Yeah. Hey, what are you looking at me that way for?
I was just surprised. Come. I will show you where you can find Mr. Kent.
You know where he is?
Yes, I do.
Is Jimmy with him?
The other boy, yes. But come. I will show you.
Oh, boy.
Yes. The storm is going to break soon.
Yeah.
Why are you stopping?
Because I smell a rat, that's why.
What do you mean?
There's something phony about you taking me to where Mr. Kent is. You're too anxious.
It is just that I wish to help you. Come.
Let go of my arm.
You are a very strange boy.
Never mind about that. Let go of my arm, I said.
Listen, you little swine. Come along or I will throw you overboard.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you can't get away. I'll break every bone in your skinny body.
That's what you think. Oh!
Dirty.
I can still kick, mister. Try this one. Oh! So on. I'll be seeing you.
Come back. Come back, I say. Come back. Open up. It is Hans.
Just a moment. Don't any of you move. What's the matter? You're white as a ghost.
Close the door.
Speak up. What happened?
The other kid. He got away from me.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Kent, Pug.
I was standing at the rail, watching for the signal when a skinny kid he came up and asked whether I had seen Kent.
Yes.
Well, I told him I would take him to where Kent was. So we started across the deck, but he got suspicious. So I grabbed him, but the little swine, he kicked me and he got away.
Good old Pug.
Shut up.
Pug will tell the captain.
Shut up, or I'll...
Don't you dare lay a hand on him.
I'll take care of all of you later. Hunt, where did the boy go?
I do not know. I lost him in the darkness. I can look for him, but I thought it best to warn you.
You should never have let him escape.
What could I do? I told you before he kicked me.
All right. I'll find him then. He won't kick an elderly lady. Here, take this gun.
Yeah?
Don't be afraid to use it, and shoot to kill. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Lock the door behind me and don't open it for anyone. I will be back shortly.
Yeah.
Remember, Hum, shoot to kill.
This way, Captain. I was looking for my pals, Clark Kent and Jimmy Olsen. And I seen this guy standing at the rail. He was dressed in white, just like a waiter.
This is very strange. The waiters are not permitted on the passenger deck.
Well, he was there. So I asked him if he'd seen Mr. Kent and Jimmy. He gets all excited and tells me he'll take me to where they are. But it didn't sound right to me, so I said ixnay. Then he grabbed him by the arm, and he starts to get tough. That's when I hauled off and checked him.
I do not understand this.
You're the captain of this tub, ain't you?
Of course, I am the captain.
Well, there's something screwy going on.
I do not know. What is this screw?
Something's wrong. Where's Kent and Jimmy? Why did this guy try to give me the rush act?
We will investigate. We will find this waiter and demand an explanation. Vamonos.
Huh?
I said vamonos, which means in my language, let us go.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Someone is knocking at the door.
Good evening, Captain.
Oh, good evening, senor.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, me?
Yes, we are having a little party in my cabin. We have been looking for you.
Looking for me?
Yes. Mr. Kent and Jimmy wanted to be at the party. We sent a waiter to find you, but he said you refused to come. Don't you want to join us?
I'll be. You mean you sent that waiter to get me? You mean Mr. Kent and Jimmy are in your cabin?
Uh-huh. Now, won't you join us?
You see, it is nothing at all.
That waiter didn't say he was inviting me no place.
Possibly he didn't understand. But what difference does it make? Mr. Kent and Jimmy are waiting for you. We are having a wonderful party with ice cream and cake and candy.
Okay. But if I see that waiter tomorrow, I'm going to tell him a thing or two. I'm sorry I bothered you, Captain.
It is nothing. It is nothing at all.
Good night, Captain.
Buenas noches, senora. Buenas noches.
Mr. Kent and Jimmy will be very happy to see you.
How long they been in your cabin?
Oh, just a short time.
Ain't it kind of late to be holding a party?
Oh, no. We plan to have a big blowout at midnight. A very big blowout.
Oh, that's swell.
Hogg wouldn't think it so swell if he knew what the old lady means by a big blowout. It looks like he's being led into the same trap that holds Kent, Jimmy, and the Barringtons. If only he knew that the elderly lady hobbling along beside him is, in reality, a foreign agent masquerading as a woman. What will happen? Don't forget to tune in next time for another thrilling episode with Superman.
Tune in the next thrilling installment of the transcription feature, Superman. Up in the sky, look!
It's a bird!
It's a plane! It's Superman! Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine. Presenting the transcription feature, Superman! Up in the sky! Look!
It's a bird!
It's a plane! It's Superman!
And now, Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, wages a never-ending battle for truth and justice. When we last saw Kent, he and Jimmy Olsen were being held at gunpoint in the cabin of a foreign agent aboard a ship loaded with nitrates bound from Panama to the United States. With them are two English passengers, Dr. Michael Barrington and his daughter June. The ship is to be sunk at midnight, and as time passes, Kent realizes that in order to save the lives of all on board, he will have to assume the role of Superman, even though it means revealing his double identity. Then suddenly a ray of hope gleams. Young Pug Flanagan, forgotten in the excitement, has gone to the captain with a report that Kent and Jimmy are missing, and that something strange is going on aboard the ship. But the foreign agent, leaving his henchman Hans to guard our friends, has followed Pug to the captain's quarters disguised as an elderly lady. Listen.
What's that?
Someone is knocking at the door.
Good evening, Captain.
Buenas noches, senor.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, me?
Yes. We have been looking for you. We are having a little party in my cabin. Mr. Kent is there and Jimmy.
Well, I'll be.
We sent one of the waiters to find you, but he said you refused to come.
You see, it is nothing at all.
You mean to say Mr. Kent and Jim are in your cabin?
We are having a lovely time. Won't you join us?
Oh, sure, but Why didn't they wait to tell me instead of getting tough?
Oh, he probably didn't understand.
Doesn't make any sense to me, but I suppose it's okay. I'm sorry I bothered you.
It is not.
Good night, Captain.
Buenas noches, senora. Buenas noches.
Mr. Kent and Jimmy will be very happy to see you.
How long have they been in your cabin?
Oh, just a short time.
Ain't it kind of late to be holding a party?
Oh, no, not on board ship. We plan to have a big blowout at midnight. A very big blowout.
Sounds like a storm coming up.
Yes, it does. Now, I must be careful going down these steps. I'm not as young as I used to be.
I'll help you, lady.
Oh, thank you.
Just take it easy. That's it.
Oh, you're a perfect little gentleman. There we are. My cabin is at the end of this corridor.
Wait a minute.
Why, something the matter?
Yeah, plenty. You ain't no dame.
What do you mean?
Just what I said. You're just wearing them clothes to make out you're an old lady.
What in the world are you talking about?
Listen, I wasn't born yesterday. I had to hold your arm coming down them steps. You got muscles like a man.
And I know how to use them, too.
Let go of me.
Not this time.
Oh, no.
Kick me, will you?
Yeah, here's another one.
I'll fix you. Stop.
You guys like this, but hold me.
Come back here. You won't get away.
That's what you think. Try taking me in that skirt. Go ahead, try.
When I get my hands on you...
Don't make me laugh.
Got away. He was right. Can't run in this outfit. Well, it just means speeding things up a little. Front, open. You found him? Close the door. Well, I found him, but he got away.
Oh, boy.
You won't be so happy in a short while. Go up on deck, Hans. Keep a sharp lookout. We won't wait until midnight. I will make contact immediately and tell them to come ahead.
What is your hurry?
The boy knows I'm not an old woman. Every minute counts. Give me that gun.
You haven't a chance now. You'd better give up.
When I need your advice, Mr. Kent, I'll ask for it. Until then, keep your mouth shut. Go ahead, Hans.
Yeah, I go.
Now I want to warn each one of you that from this moment on, I'm a desperate man. If I fail in this mission, my life means nothing. So you see, I have very little to lose. Don't move. If you do, it will be the end for all of you.
But even as the message that will hurry the doom of the ship and all on board crackles through the air, Hug Flanagan, having made good his escape, realizes that the situation calls for quick action. Unwilling to trust even the captain, he has equipped himself with a length of rope and is determined once and for all to find out whether Kent and Jimmy Olsen are being held prisoners in the cabin of the bogus old woman. Clutching his coil of rope, he slips silently to the deck above the cabin, reaches the rail, and leans far over.
That's the porthole right below. I can see it lit up. All I gotta do is tie the rope to the railing, shinny down, and take a look. I wish this tub wasn't bouncing around the way it is. Oh, I better hurry. That storm's gonna hit us soon. There, she's tied enough. Can't take a chance of her slipping. Because if she does, I'm a dead pigeon. Okay, Flanagan, over you go. Wow, almost lost my balance that time. Gotta be careful. Maybe I better tie the end of the rope around my middle. Just in case. Yeah, that's better. Now to shinny down to that porthole. The wind's blowing. Can't hear me. This is gonna be a cinch. Just a couple of feet more. Hey, wait a minute. The porthole's open. I don't want to stick my foot through it. I better slide over a little. Yeah, that does it. I hope nobody spots me when I look into the porthole. Gotta be careful. Easy now. Easy. Holy smokes. There's Mr. Kent and Jimmy and that white-haired guy and his daughter lying up against the wall. And that phony dame's got him covered with a gun. What will I do? I can only burst the light and give Kent a chance to sock him in the dark. Yeah, but how am I going to do it? I know. A rubber band and a nail. It's just as good as a bean shooter. It'll be tough shooting if he's hanging on to this rope. But I think I can do it. Up you go, Flanagan.
While Pug climbs back up the dangling rope to go in search of a rubber band and a nail, the atmosphere in the cabin of the foreign agent grows more tense by the moment. Facing what he believes to be certain death, Dr. Barrington maintains a stony silence as he watches his daughter's wan, pale face for some sign of her cracking under the strain. Even Jimmy, accustomed to danger, seems to have given up hope. Only Kent is alert, for he realizes that unless a miracle happens, he will soon have to reveal his true identity and take matters into his own hands. Outside, the wind howls past the open porthole as the ship plows through a heavy sea to its doom.
The storm's going to break soon, Mr. Kent.
Sounds that way, Jim.
I wonder what happened to Pug. I think by this time he'd have notified the captain.
Don't waste your time thinking about it.
I bet he didn't get away. I'll bet you did something to him.
Perhaps. What difference does it make?
It makes this difference. Thus far, all you've done is threaten the lives of innocent people. But I warn you, if any harm comes to that boy, you'll suffer for it as you've never suffered before.
Wouldn't you call that rather an idle promise? With you in the position you are in?
I won't be in this position long.
Your confidence is very refreshing.
It's beginning to rain.
Yeah. Would you mind closing the porthole? Miss Barrington is getting wet.
Not at all. Oh, I see. It's just a ruse to divert my attention for a moment. Close it yourself if you wish. No, wait. On second thought, I think it should remain open. Yes, leave it open. I may want to look out in a hurry. A little rain won't hurt Miss Barrington. She might just as well get used to being wet.
How much longer have we to wait?
Not long. 10 or 15 minutes.
Then what?
Then I leave you to your prayers.
I haven't bothered to ask, but I assume the plans are to torpedo the ship.
Your assumption, Mr. Kent, is quite correct.
Don't you think it would be the decent human thing to do to permit passengers and crew to get away in lifeboats?
Unfortunately, that is not possible. There must be no survivors to tell how the ship went to the bottom. That you can well understand.
I can understand only one thing. That men like you don't deserve to be called human beings.
You seem to forget one thing. I gave you ample opportunity to avoid being a part of this. I warned you once before we sailed and once after. What more could I do?
What about Dr. Barrington and his daughter?
They are enemies.
It's no use, Mr. Kent. It's no use talking to him. Poor Pug. I'm sure something happened to him, or otherwise he'd have brought help.
Easy, Jim.
Only 10 more minutes.
Stay right where you are, Mr. Kent. Don't move.
Now listen, I don't know your name and I don't care to know it. But I'm giving you one more chance to act like a human being. What you do with this ship is none of my business, but what you do with the people on board is my business.
I'm warning you, Kent. Don't try anything.
Look, someone's at the porthole.
Down on the floor! Get down!
Orange tongues of flame stab the sudden darkness of the cabin, darkness that enables Clark Kent to become Superman and hurl himself bodily at the armed agent. But in a momentary lull in the storm, the sound of shots reaches the ears of Hunt, standing at the ship's rail. Alarmed, he runs along the deck, only to stop short when he reaches the spot where a rope has been tied to the railing.
What is this? A rope dangling over the side. Someone climbing up it. Good thing I brought the flashlight with me. Ah, it's that skinny kid. The one who got away from me. You, boy.
What?
Don't bother climbing any higher. I'm going to cut the rope.
No.
And when I do, you will drop into the sea.
Please.
Too late, my boy. There it goes.
Pug's plan to shatter the light bulb and throw the cabin into darkness seems to have worked, but at a terrific cost. Can Kent, even as Superman, save the courageous boy from the dark, storm-swept sea? Don't forget to tune in next time for the thrilling conclusion of this story with Superman.
Tune in the next thrilling installment of the transcription feature, Superman.
Up in the sky. Look, it's a bird.
It's a plane. It's Superman. Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.
build-up wheat cereal invite you to rocket into the future with... Stand by to raise ship. Blast off -5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0! Roaring rockets blast off to distant planets and far-flung stars, we take you to the age of the conquest of space with... A sliver of light on the eastern horizon throws a soft glow on the long, sleek shape of the rocket patrol cruiser Polaris as it stands at its launching berth on the Space Academy ground. Inside the gleaming spaceship, the 3 cadet members of its crew, Tom, Corbett, Roger Manning, and Astro, are going through the routine of a pre-blast-off check.
This is dial 4 amperage check, Astro.
Check, Tom.
As I was saying. Hold it, Manning. Something's coming through the news facsimile receiver.
It's just a news bulletin.
Listen to this. Central government hints at new clues in the mysterious disappearance of special cargo ship.
New clues? Space gas.
Now look, Roger.
Oh, don't mind, Roger. Tom, go ahead.
It has been less than a week since the space freighter Elsie Joe disappeared near the sun, loaded with an invaluable cargo of nearly pure vanadium. Already large quantities of the precious alloy have appeared in the black market on Earth.
Is that what they call a new clue? I could have told you.
Hold it a minute. Sources close to the central government now believe that the cargo freighter was hijacked, and an immediate investigation will be launched to establish the identity of the hijackers.
Now, I ask you, what kind of double talk is that? You've read the whole bulletin, we still don't know any more than when you started.
Nobody expects you to know anything, Bubblehead.
I wonder if they really have any leads.
I can answer that for you, gentlemen.
Captain Strong.
Right, men. I see you've been reading the facsimile bulletin.
Yes, sir. They claim there's some fresh evidence on that hijacking job.
Yeah, there is. I just came from a briefing in Commander Arkwright's office where we were told that a small, privately owned rocket ship has been reported ferrying the vanadium in from a hiding place somewhere near the sun.
Well, sir, are they sure it's the same vanadium that was on the freighter?
Well, it has to be, Tom. They've checked the vanadium mining operation on Io, and the only quantity of the stuff that's unaccounted for is the load that disappeared under our noses. I still don't see how they pulled off that job.
It's pretty clear to me. Captain Lamar was in with those hijackers. That's why he picked that crazy course and took his ship so close to the sun.
Very good, Manning. That's the way Central Intelligence figures it. Of course, we'll never know for sure unless we catch them.
Well, what are our orders, sir?
Is the Polaris going to try to track down that private ship? Right, Tom. Have you men completed your checkup?
Yes, sir.
Good. Then prepare to blast off. We raise ship in 10 minutes. What have you got, Manning?
Spaceship, sir. Third quadrant. Position 2150.
Solar guard or merchant?
Neither, sir. It looks like the one we're after.
Well, patch it down here. I want to see the scanner.
Aye, sir. You've got it.
Here, sir. It's in focus now.
Yes. That's our baby, all right. Call them, Tom. Tell them to prepare for boarders.
Yes, sir. Polaris calling. Identify yourself and stand by for a boarding party. Spacecraft in position 2150. Identify yourself and stand by for an inspection party. Oh, they're not answering, sir.
Manning, alter course to intercept them.
Aye, sir.
Control deck to power deck. Stand by, Astro. We may need auxiliary power for maneuvering.
Standing by, sir.
Captain Strong, they're making a lateral sweep and firing auxiliary rockets.
Astro, give me full space speed. Manning, keep the fix on them. We can overtake them.
Oh, no, sir, we can't. They're pulling away.
Oh, it's impossible. We're at top speed.
Just the same, sir, they're getting away. She's too fast for us. We can't overhaul her.
We'll return to the exciting adventures of Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, in just a moment. So stand by.
Spaceman, suppose you were blasting off on a long trip to the outer planets. Well, you'd be mighty sure to check your ship over thoroughly. You'd make sure you had enough rocket fuel to get you there and back again. And you'd check your supplies, too, to make sure that you have the right kind of food on board to help keep you strong and healthy. Now listen to what Tom Corbett says about that.
Before each trip, our food locker on the Polaris is well stocked with Kellogg's Pep, spaceman. And you can bet it's just about empty by the time we get back. Kellogg's Pep helps to keep the whole crew supplied with the vitamins and food values everybody needs to build up strength and to keep up strength. So if you want to stay in trim, the way the space cadets do, take a tip from me. Start your day the spaceman's way with a heaping bowlful of Kellogg's Pep, the build-up wheat cereal.
And spaceman, wait till you taste the malty-rich wheat flavor of Kellogg's Pep. Why, you say the best-tasting cereal in the whole wide universe is Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P. Pep.
While on patrol duty in space, the rocket cruiser Polaris attempts to intercept an unidentified spaceship suspected of carrying vanadium that has bbeen hijacked from a government freighter. But to the utter surprise and chagrin of the Polaris crew, the renegade craft easily outdistances them and disappears.
It's no use, Captain Strong. She's so fast we can't even get a fix on her anymore.
It's incredible. I never saw anything like the way that ship pulled away from us.
It was those auxiliary rockets she carries that did it. That must be the fastest spaceship in the universe.
You're not just blowing your jets, Roger. That ship can really move.
Tom, get out a general CQ to all patrol ships. Tell them to be on the lookout for that craft.
Aye, sir. Polaris to all patrol ships. Polaris to all patrol ships. Watch for unidentified spaceship, believed to be the vanadium hijackers, moving at extremely high speed. Course undetermined.
If any patrol ship does spot her, Captain Strong, how are they going to overhaul her? I don't know, Astro, but we'll have to find a way.
Well, if we could isolate that ship in some single quadrant, Captain, one of our craft might be able to shoot her down.
That's what I had in mind, Roger.
Rocket Ship Orion, calling the Polaris.
Here comes something, Captain. We read you, Orion. Go ahead.
I just spotted the unidentified craft. Coordinates 614567 by 434422.
Check those coordinates, Roger.
Yes, sir.
You were right about her speed. Our attempt to overhaul her failed. She refused to answer our ID request and lost touch. We're going to maintain the search.
Thanks, Orion. Keep us posted. Spaceman's luck. End transmission.
Sir, with their report and ours, I think I've got a fix on her course.
Well, where's she headed, Manning?
At the moment, sir, right toward the sun.
All right, men. Prepare to alter course. We're going to follow her in as far as she goes.
Well, Mr. Wald, I presume you heard that conversation between the solar guard ships.
Yes, and I don't like it, Lamar. 2 ships reporting our position gives them a fix on our course.
Shall we alter it and head for outer space?
No. We won't be caught if we don't lose our heads. How far are we from our base now?
At this speed, some 7 hours or so.
All right, hold the course. We'll go there and hole up until it's safe to freight more of that vanadium back to Earth.
But what if they track us to our base?
The chances are pretty slim that they can do that, Lamar.
But if they do?
That will be too bad for them. Because if they do, they'll never live to report it.
Well, Captain Strong, that's that. Nothing to report. It looks like a clean getaway for those hijackers.
I wonder, Tom. Say, Astro, let's see that space chart again.
Here you are, sir.
Now, according to the fix we had on that ship, it was headed toward the sun, right, Manning?
Yes, sir. Not far from where the cargo ship was hijacked. You'd almost think they had their base on the sun.
That's impossible.
Look, Bubblehead, you don't have to tell me that.
Look here on the chart, fellas. At the present time, the sun lies directly between us and only one other planet.
Mercury.
Right, Tom. And since the LC Joe was hijacked very close to the sun, wouldn't it seem logical that the hijacker's base would be relatively close by?
Well, that makes sense to me.
Sure. Now, it looks to me as if we scared them, so they put on full speed and headed for their base, which is probably near here someplace.
Sounds right. And if true, they shouldn't be too hard to find.
Well, how can you say that, Captain? Mercury has a diameter of over 3,000 miles.
Yes, but they couldn't hide their base on the sunlit side of Mercury. The heat of the sun would be too much. Also, they would be detected too easily.
Well, they'd hardly set up a secret base in the twilight zone. That's the only place on the planet where there are any colonies.
Exactly, Astro, which leaves us only the dark side of the planet to search. Now, my guess is their base will be hidden there. Probably as close to the twilight zone as possible.
The dark side of Mercury. Oh, That's about as cold as Pluto.
Well, it's not exactly a pleasant place, but that's where we're going to have a look.
If I'd have known this, I'd have worn my electrothermal underwear.
Cut your jets, Roger. This is serious business. All right, men. Get to your stations. We're headed for Mercury.
Well, Lamar, have you picked up anything?
Yeah, a ship just came within range of our base radar, Wald. Headed this way.
Uh-oh. I was afraid of that.
By its contours, I guess it's the Polaris.
Polaris, eh? That strong ship. We've got to be careful of them. He's got a pretty good cadet crew.
I know. The Polaris was our escort ship when we pulled this job. I almost didn't shake them.
How long will it take them to get here?
Well, they should be in this latitude in another 10 minutes. Of course, they may pass right over. After all, this base is pretty well hidden.
Don't be a fool, Lamar. Our huts are bound to lose some heat no matter how well insulated. This makes it possible for their sensitive detectors to locate our base while still hundreds of miles away.
Well, then what can we do?
I've got a little surprise for them. Look here, Lamar. Ever see one of these?
Looks like an electron beam projector.
Right. It's an old weapon, but a good one. It will short out any electric circuit in a radius of as much as a mile.
But that's no good against the Polaris, Wald. Every rocket ship in the last 50 years has had counter-equipment triggered by the beam itself.
I know that, but I'm not going to use it against the ship, Lamar. I'm going to use it on the crew. You'll see what I mean when the time comes.
I won't have long to wait, then. Look at that screen.
Oh, they're entering the dark zone. What's their altitude?
Down about 60 miles. They've reduced speed, too. They're searching for our base.
Okay, let them find it. We'll be ready for them.
Any reaction from the screen, Tom?
Not yet, Captain. I'm adjusting the scanner now. Ah, here we are.
Well?
The detector indicates heat, sir, in small quantities, such as might escape from an insulated building.
Good. We've located their base. Put her on automatic stabilizer, Tom. We're going down. Good work, Astro. Come on up here. Tom, what about that heat source?
Well, we're somewhere within 1,000 yards of it, sir.
You can't see a thing out there. How are we going to find it?
On foot, Roger. All right, men, break out the pressurized suits.
Right, sir. Let's go, fellas.
And Tom.
Yes, sir?
And break out that special survival kit, too. We'd better take it along with us.
Right.
Now then, let's have a check. Sidearms, infrared spot.
Oh, I have that, sir.
Portable radar.
Right here, sir.
Survival kit. I'll take that. Now, recheck the heating and pressure units in your suits.
We wouldn't be able to walk with all this junk if the gravity were anything to speak of.
Out there, without this junk, as you call it, Roger, we wouldn't survive more than 5 minutes. Now, stand by to open the airlock.
There they are, Wald. They're coming out of the Polaris airlock now.
All right, Lamar. Turn on the beam projector.
Here it goes.
Let it warm up before you focus the beam.
It'll be ready in a minute. But you still didn't explain what you're going to do with it.
Let me get at that viewplate.
No.
This has to be focused exactly right. Give me the precise range.
The ship or the crew?
The crew, of course.
250 yards.
Good. Well within the most effective range. It should work perfectly.
But that beam isn't powerful enough to stop a man at any range over 10 yards.
No, but it's effective enough to short out the heating units in their spacesuits.
The heating units?
Sure. Without those, how long do you think they can be active out there?
By Jupiter, they wouldn't last long. What an idea.
All right, Lamar, stand by. Just a few more yards, and we'll let them have it.
All right, men. Keep close together. Don't get separated in this darkness.
Will you listen to that wind? This is worse than Pluto. At least it's quiet there.
The detector indicates the heat source is over this way a few degrees, sir.
All right, Tom. Blast the spotlight that way, Astro.
Aye, sir. Huh. Still no sign of anything.
Well, they'll have it well camouflaged. You can bet on that. Keep your weapons ready. They may be tracking us.
The signal's at maximum, sir. We must be within a few yards of it.
Wait, Astro. Don't move the spot. I just saw something.
A flash of metal.
Very neat. Well, the ship must be concealed around here somewhere, too. Probably underground.
Hey, you know something, fellas? Imagination's a funny thing. Even in this insulated suit, I'm starting to feel cold.
You're space happy, Roger. How can you get cold with a heating unit in your suit?
Hey, I don't feel exactly warm myself.
Hold it up, men. Something's gone wrong.
What is it, sir?
Our heating units aren't functioning. I'm beginning to feel cold myself. What about you, Astro?
Yes, sir. I hate to admit it, but I feel it, too.
Well, the heating units have conked out.
What are we going to do, sir? If we stay out here much longer, we'll freeze to death.
We'll return to the exciting adventures of Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, in just a moment. So stand by. Listen to the pound of those giant drivers, sending that locomotive speeding down the main line. Well, that's only one of the 16 exciting action pictures you can see in the Magic Moving Picture Eye series. And you get a Magic Eye free at no extra cost in every package of Kellogg's Pep. How would you like to see William Holden, star of Paramount Pictures' Submarine Command, send up the periscope of the submarine and give the signal to fire the torpedo? Well, there's a Magic Eye that shows you just that. And there are other Magic Eyes that show you more movie stars, and trains, jet planes, and other exciting pictures. 16 different Magic Eyes altogether. Why, there's even a Magic Eye showing tennis star Bobby Riggs playing in a big game. You want to collect all 16 different Magic Eyes, so start now. Remember, you get a Magic Eye free at no extra cost in every package of the Build-Up Wheat Cereal, Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P. Pep. In the merciless cold of the dark side of Mercury, where the temperature stands at almost absolute zero, 4 figures huddled together against a howling gale, their spacesuits rendered useless as protection against the elements, now that the vanadium hijackers have caused the heating units in them to cease operation. For a moment, they remain motionless in stunned realization of their plight. And then, with a mighty effort, Captain Strong forces himself to move.
The kit. I've got to get it open.
What's that, sir?
The survival kit.
What good is the survival kit now?
It can save our lives. If I can rip it open. There. That does it.
I'm numb.
Here. Emergency batteries. Quick, Tom. Attach this to your heating unit mechanism.
Yes, sir.
There's one for you, Astro. Manning? And I've got one, too.
My fingers. They're so stiff I can hardly move them.
Hurry. Hurry. There's no time to lose.
There. Yes, I've got it. I've got mine, too. Oh, my feet.
Your extremities may hurt for a minute as the circulation starts again, but it won't last too long.
My ears feel like they're going to drop off. Great galaxy, I didn't know how cold a man could be.
So we'll be all right soon. Not for long. These are only emergency batteries.
Well, then, we'd better get back to the ship fast.
Not yet. We've still got a chance to capture those men.
How, sir?
Roger. Mastro, lie down on the ground here.
You say lie down, sir?
Yes, as though you collapsed. Come on now. Be quick. We've got to work fast.
Okay, sir. Come on, Roger. Hit the deck.
Now, we're going to try to trap these men out in the open. When they spot you two lying here, they'll be sure you collapsed from the cold. They'll think that Tom and I are somewhere behind you.
Oh, I get it, sir. Astro and I are the decoys.
That's right. Now, when they come out here to investigate, we'll be ready for them.
Sounds like it might work at that.
It's got to work. All right, Tom. You come with me.
Yes, sir. But what if those men don't show up before these emergency batteries go dead?
Well, that's the chance we've got to take.
All right, Lamar, you can shut off that beam now.
Okay, Wald.
That should take care of our visitors. Now we'll have a look. Get into your spacesuit. I want you to go out there and find them.
Me? Oh, no thanks, Wald.
What do you mean, no thanks? That's an order.
I don't care what it is. I'm not setting foot out of here alone.
Oh, so that's what's on your mind. You don't trust me, eh? You think I'll try to do away with you?
You guess it.
Now, why would I want to do that, Lamar?
Because you don't need me anymore, that's why. You needed me to hijack that vanadium and help you establish the base here. But now things are getting hot, and I happen to be the only one who can put the finger on it.
Oh, you're crazy.
Am I? Don't forget I saw what happened to Franklin.
I had to get rid of him. The easiest way was to dump him in space.
Well, I'm not going to make things so easy for you.
Okay, if you feel that way, break out my spacesuit, too. We'll go out there together.
I'm afraid our trap's not going to work, Captain Strong.
It's beginning to look like it, Tom. And we can't wait much longer. These emergency batteries will conk out any minute now.
Hold it, sir.
What is it?
Look over there. That big boulder.
Say, well, for a second it seemed to be moving.
It is moving, sir. Look, it's the entrance to their underground hideout.
2 men are coming out. Stay down and keep them covered.
Don't worry, sir. I sure will.
Don't make a move now.
Hey, they're going over toward Astro and Manning.
That's just what I was hoping they'd do. Now we can move in behind them. Come on, Tom.
I'm with you, sir.
Loosen their spacesuits, Lamar. Make sure they're finished.
Okay, well, you keep looking for those other two.
That won't be necessary, mister. We're right behind you.
Strong. Drop those weapons. We've got you covered.
Astro, Manning, disarm them.
Right. You heard the orders. I'll take those guns.
All right, you got it.
I'll say we have, and we've got the vanadium, too.
Good work, men. Step on it now. Let's get them aboard the Polaris.
Yeah. I want to be where it's nice and warm when these batteries go dead.
Roger, this is one time you and I agree completely.
Don't miss the next action-packed adventure with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet. An adventure in which the cadet crew of the Polaris face death in space as the victims of willful sabotage in an interplanetary space tournament. Tune in, same time, same station, for the next thrilling interplanetary adventure with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet. Brought to you by Kellogg's Pep, the build-up wheat cereal. Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, starring Frankie Thomas, can also be seen on television and appears in the comic sections of many of America's leading newspapers. Look for it daily and in weekend editions. Featured in the cast were Al Markham, Jan Merlin, Edward Bryce, and James McCallion. Today's program was written by Gil Braun and directed by Drex Hines. Jackson Begg speaking.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret. Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret.
And what a secret. In Kellogg's Raisin Bran, the tasty raisins are dipped in honeycomb. That means plumper, more tender raisins along with delicious golden crisp bran flakes. Both fruit and cereal all in one box. And no other raisin bran but Kellogg's gives you the tender goodness of raisins dipped in honeycomb. That's Kellogg's secret. So for your breakfast, make sure you get Kellogg's because
Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret.
Tired of the everyday routine? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape. Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure. Escape. The battle of man against the elements, of man against man. 30 minutes of flight into the world of action and danger, where every minute is a call to adventure. These are the moments when a life hangs on the twist of a chance. The moments of escape. We escape to the wildest mountains of Idaho, and the story of love and murder in the midst of a raging forest fire, as Anthony Ellis tells it in The Red Forest. It had taken me 5 years, 3 months, and 4 days. It had carried me across 21 states. And then in the Clearwater country of Idaho, I'd found it. That was in the afternoon. The trail had led from a lumber town along a washboard road and into the forest. I'm no woodsman, but in the daylight I found the place. And then I started back to the car. But something was different. Maybe the late sun red through the trees, maybe tall shadows. There wasn't a trail anymore, only streams where there hadn't been before. Trees that were the same, but weren't. And sounds. Sounds that were fun when you were a kid on a hike, but now scared you. I used my last cigarette 3 or 4 hours before, and it was then that I started to run. Run. And the fear grows until you want to scream and want the ground to open up for you, warm and safe. But it didn't. And now, there was only the dry whirring of a rattlesnake, coiled inches away from me. No! I lived then, maybe because the snake was more afraid of something else than me. It didn't strike, just slithered away and became the pattern of the leaves. It was nearly dark when I found the road. I'd come to it about a half a mile below where I'd parked the car. A half hour later, on the outskirts of the little town, my headlights picked up a girl standing on the side of the road. She carried a cheap paper suitcase, and she was thumbing a ride. I stopped.
Can I get a ride, mister?
Why, sure. Here. I'll put your case in the back. There we go.
Gee, I'm lucky. Not many cars on the road tonight.
Uh-huh. Been walking long?
Uh-huh. I'm on my way to Missoula. My last ride dropped me a mile or so back.
Yeah?
You live around here?
No.
I don't guess you'd be going as far as Missoula.
Well, sure.
Gee, that's swell. I got a job there starting tomorrow. Kind of broke, you know what I mean? Buses cost money.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Mind if I smoke?
No, of course not. Go right ahead.
Hey, your face.
What?
You've been hurt. You're all scratched up.
Oh, well, I was hunting. I got lost just the other side of town. If you want to take a nap, it's okay. We've got about 100 miles to go.
Guess I look pooped, huh?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I am. Say you're all right, mister. I'll take you up on it. Some guys, the minute you get in, want more than the bus fare. I can see you're not that kind.
You'll be safe. I'll wake you when we're at the city limits.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. Oh. Gee, it's nice out here. Kind of lonely. Smells good. I wonder what that is. Over there.
What?
The sky. Bright light, see?
I don't know.
Gee. Could almost be Seattle. From a long way off. I had a boyfriend. He used to take me driving at night. When we came back, you could see a glow. Just like that. Oh.
I saw that glow in the sky. It was on our right. And as the road twisted through the trees, it fell behind us, then to our left, and circled until it was straight ahead. The girl had fallen asleep very quickly. I saw her face in the light from the dash. Thin, pretty, peaceful. And it was about 15 minutes after I picked her up that I saw the lights on the road. And then closer, the figures waving.
Hey, there already? I just got to sleep.
No, there's something wrong. There's a cop coming this way. What's the trouble?
Plenty. We want you, mister.
Want me?
Yeah. Forest fire. Bad one. We've got to have every man we can find. Someone else in the car with you?
Yes, a girl.
Good, she can help.
Look, I'd like to very
Here's
much.
the forest ranger. He'll explain.
Well, I'm awfully sorry, but you see, I'm on my way to Missoula.
Not tonight.
I got authority to do this, mister. I'm sorry, but we need you.
Well,
You couldn't get much further anyway. The road's cut off. Mountain's going up like a torch. If it's spread, there's 3 towns going, too. Come on, I got some clothes and boots for you.
Hey, what about me? I gotta get to Missoula. I got a job in the morning.
Sorry, sister. You got a job serving coffee here.
You cops.
$5 a day.
A day?
Or longer, depends. Come on, let's go.
There was nothing else to do, so I got into the clothes the ranger gave me, then stood around and waited. I wasn't tired anymore, just scared. Scared of going into that forest again. The wind came up a bit, and with it the smell of burning, smell of death. A long way off, but closer than the glow had been, we could see flickering against the sky. And it was in a lot of places. Suddenly it was too warm and too quiet.
All right, you guys. The telephone's burnt out. I made contact with a shortwave set. Hey, you, mister.
What?
What's your name?
Pendel.
Pendel?
Yeah.
You ever use one of these?
Walkie-talkie? Sure, I was in the signal corps.
Okay, then you'll carry it. Now listen, this is bad, real bad. The fire's got behind us. We can't get any more men through for several hours. They got to come around from the other side, and that's 30 miles.
What's the use, then? Let's get out.
Hey, Crowbar.
Yeah?
I'm putting you in charge. You know what to do. Get in as close as you can to the river and set a backfire.
Sure.
I got to stick here with the transmitter. You take the walkie-talkie, and I'll let you know what's happening.
Sure, you stay here with the pretty girl. We go and get fried.
Shut up, Pat.
Hey, Hanson, you'll have to go with them. 3's not enough.
Sure.
Well, the cops going to do some work for a change.
You better take along some food and a thermos. Come on, step on it.
Too bad we haven't got the track.
A couple of sandwiches I made up. Here.
Thank you.
It sure is something, isn't it?
Yeah.
You scared?
Scared? Why?
Your face is white. You scared?
I'm from the city.
I know what you mean. Those trees give me the willies, too. Dark.
Sure. That's it.
You'll be all right.
Listen, kid, if anything happens, you take my car. Here are the keys.
What do you mean?
If I don't come back, keep the car.
You kidding? You're coming back.
Yeah, sure. So long.
Hey, my name's Jan. What's yours?
Wally.
You be careful, Wally.
We went into the forest. Men with spades. Men against fire and terror. There was the man they called Fat, 300 pounds of ungainly body, topped by a tiny and almost disgustingly childlike face. There was Crowbar, a big, dark man, quiet and filled with a knowledge of the woods. Hanson, the state trooper, thin and wiry, his natty khaki shirt stained with sweat and dirt. And me. We'd gone about a mile when we first heard it. It came in gusts with the wind high above us.
Wait a minute.
Holy...
Shut up.
Let's get out of here.
About 3 miles away. I figure coming fast.
We're about that far from the river, aren't we?
Yeah.
Listen, you guys, if it's crossed the river, we're sunk. Let's get out.
Hey, Wally.
Yeah?
Get the ranger. Tell him it's coming this way pretty fast.
Right. Look, Sparks up there, see?
Sure, Pat. Sparks, fire. You
Hello.
chicken?
Oh, lay off.
Hello. Pendel calling Rowe. Pendel calling Rowe. Over.
Rowe. This is Rowe. Over.
We're still about 3 miles from the river. We can hear it. Over.
You can't set a backfire now. Wind's changed. You better come back. Over.
Right. Well, he says go back.
That's okay with me, boys.
Come on.
Gee, listen to that.
I wanted to run again, that same feeling I'd known before, the fear all around us, closing in and down. There was no sky above, only blackness tinged with red, pressing. And behind, the living forest, running, overtaking, and passing us. When we reached the road again, the sound was steady. I had a strange feeling of relief when I saw the forest ranger and the girl, Jan. It was like coming home. I think it was then that I stopped being afraid.
Come on, Rowe. We can't do no good now.
Yeah, you're not kidding. We got to try and join up with the others.
What do you mean?
Well, the fire's on 3 sides of us. That means we head southeast.
Well, can't we take the road back?
Nope. There's 200 men trying to keep a path open for us. We got to make 5 miles in a hurry.
Bad as that.
Yeah, worse. If we don't get there in time and they can't make a fire break, we're going to be smack in the middle, and there's not going to be any way out.
Our country faces a critical problem, excessive hoarding and purchasing by thoughtless people. Panic buying is senseless buying. It helps no one and creates situations which are as dangerous as they are unnecessary. The American Grocery Manufacturers Association reports that we have a surplus of 450 million bushels of grain. Stocks of lard are 189 million pounds above what we had last year. Production of vegetable oils is above the average of the last 10 years. Quantities of fresh and canned vegetables are 10% above normal. Supplies of sugar are 950,000 tons above last year's figure. There's a surplus of eggs growing at the rate of 15 million dozen every month. The only shortages are temporary local shortages, so don't help to create them. The good citizen is the thoughtful consumer. Buy what you need. Don't deny yourself the things to which you're accustomed, but don't take somebody else's share. You'll buy what you need if you need what you buy. The size of your shopping bag is the test of your allegiance to your country.
Now we return you to Escape.
We didn't carry anything but canteens. It was hot, and because it was hot, it made you thirsty even when you didn't need water. The going was rough, and we could only head in what we thought was the general direction of safety. It was at the ridge that we lost the first man.
The wind's changing again, Crowbar.
Which way?
I can't tell. It's haywire with this fire.
Do we go straight ahead?
Might as well.
Oh, wait a minute. See that ridge?
Yeah?
Now, why don't I get up there? Shouldn't take more than 10 minutes, and I'll be able to get a better look. Give me the flash, and I'll signal to you.
I don't know. We haven't got much of a start. Fire's behind us and a lot faster.
Well, it's better than walking toward it. Remember, it's on 3 sides.
Okay. You make it fast, Crowbar.
Sure.
Good luck.
What do we do? Just sit and wait?
Yeah, that's right.
Listen, you're the ranger. Why don't you go? What'd you send Crowbar for?
He's fought fires before, and he knows. He's a better man to climb up there. He's faster than me.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Hey, kid. Kid, are you okay?
Sure, Wally. Just fine. Guess I'm not used to walking, though. These high heels don't help.
Yeah. Take it easy, huh?
My feet feel like they did once at a dance I went to. Some big lunk climbed all over me.
Guess you won't have a job in Missoula, huh?
If I get out of this, that's all I care about.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm scared. Give me a hand, will you?
She held onto my hand tight. It wasn't the darkness that frightened her now. There wasn't darkness anymore, but a yellowish red light that came from everywhere. It was another kind of fear of something you could see, hear, and with every minute feel more and more. Well, we waited there 10 minutes, 11, 12, and then...
Did you hear something?
Yeah.
Seemed to come from over there.
From the ridge, maybe?
Maybe.
Listen, you think something got Crowbar? A lion or something?
I'll go up.
No, Pendel.
What do you mean, no?
No time. We waited too long now.
Somebody may be hurt.
Yeah, I know that. It'll take you longer than it took Crowbar to get there. Now, come on.
You couldn't find him in the dark? Who says he's hurt anyway? We'll move on and he'll catch up.
I say we go after him.
Not me.
I'll put it to a boat, but hurry up now. Answer.
We go on.
All right, Pat.
Let's get out of here.
And I say go on. That leaves you missing.
I'm staying with Wally.
All right. I'll go with you. We never saw Crowbar again. Maybe a lion got him. Maybe he got lost. We never saw him again. The ranger went ahead, finding trails somehow, keeping us moving. We began to climb, and after a while we were on another ridge. For the first time we could see the fire. It stretched out for miles like a huge red sea. It was all around us.
Oh, gee, Wally.
Yeah, I know, kid. I know.
Will it hurt much?
I don't know.
Hey, take a breather. I'm going to try the walkie-talkie again.
He's not scared, is he?
I guess not.
Is that because he's a ranger? Or because he's very brave?
You're a funny girl.
No, I'm not. Hey, give me a kiss, will you?
Sure. Why did you want me to do that?
I don't know. You're a nice fella. I miss you.
Listen, Jan, I want to tell you something.
What?
If we get out, maybe...
Yeah?
Look, I'm all right. I mean, we could have fun together.
I know.
I did something wrong once. I killed a man.
Why?
He framed me. Got me put away for something I didn't do. We were driving in the east and ran over a woman. He was at the wheel, but he took a powder and left me.
But you didn't do it.
That's what I say, but I'd been drinking and went to sleep. When I woke up, I was behind the wheel. He put me there. That's how the cops found me. I got 5 years.
Oh.
I was married. My wife killed herself. Ashamed, I guess. I lost my job and my friends. I swore I'd get my pal, and I did. He was a louse. He knew I was after him and ran, but I caught up with him.
I don't care.
Don't you? I don't know why I told you that. Maybe because if we do get out...
Sure. I know. It's okay.
Come on, Pindell. The ranger's moving off.
It was the state trooper, Hanson. I wondered how much he'd heard, but there wasn't any time to worry then. Rowe thought he'd seen a break in the fire, and we headed for it. When we got down in the trees again, I began to get a feeling that I'd been there before. It was nothing I could recognize, just a feeling. And then a couple of 100 yards along, I knew why.
Hey, hold up. There's a chest. Looks like someone's living there. Better have a look.
Door's open.
Hey. It's a man.
All right, give me a hand.
Sure.
Hey, he's being shot.
Yeah. A few hours ago, from the looks of it.
You think the man who did this might have started it?
What do you mean?
The fire. It started a few miles north of here. We figured somebody got careless with a match. Maybe the killer running away.
I'd like to get the fella that did that. Maybe I will.
Yeah, me too. Well, we can't do anything here. Come on.
From there on, nobody talked. It was hard enough to lift your feet. Jan was nearly through, and I half carried her. If Rowe knew where he was leading us, he didn't say. We followed and knew that sooner or later we'd stop because we were too tired to go on. Fat was the first.
Listen, fellas. Wait a minute.
Oh, you gotta go on. There's still a chance.
No, the best. Just for a minute.
No. Get up.
Please, 1 minute, that's all.
Get up.
No, I can't. I can't.
Okay, you stay.
No.
Well, then come on.
But I tell you, I can't.
I'm sorry. You catch up to us and stay on the trail.
No.
All right, come on, Jan.
We're going to leave him.
No, we have to.
No, please don't leave me. I'm coming. Fellas, please lift the way.
Can we help him?
Oh, we're almost dead ourselves.
Fellas, that's the way.
I don't know whether it was because none of us liked him or because we knew that we couldn't do anything. It's funny how you can lose a man and know he's going to die and put him right out of your mind. Perhaps we wanted to live so badly we figured the fire would take time out from us to attend to him. Hanson was next.
I'm finished.
No, you're not. Just a bit more to go. We can still get through.
No, you go ahead. Save the girl.
I'm sorry.
Go on. Maybe I can catch up. I got a race. You, Wally, do me a favor.
What?
I lost my gun somewhere. Know what I mean? It'll be quicker that way. You got one?
Yeah. Here.
Thanks. One bullet fired, huh? That's all I wanted to know. Okay, Pindell. I've had enough rest. I can keep up with you now. Feel a little safer with this on me. Go ahead.
So he knew. I didn't care now. I was too tired to care. If he wanted to play cop, that was his business. Sure, the man in the shack was Lenny Gillen. Sure, I'd killed him. It was my match on that last cigarette when I was lost that must have started this fire, but it wasn't important anymore. Right now, I wanted to get Jan out of it. Get myself out.
What was that?
It's behind us. It sounded like Hanson.
All right. Come on. Watch the ravine.
No, he must have fallen.
We gotta help him.
No time.
Good, Joe.
We didn't help Fat. Why him?
I don't know. Please.
All right, stay here. Hanson! Hanson! Keep calling, Hanson!
This way. Over here.
Okay. My leg. Can you get up? Oh, my leg. Broken, I guess. You know about me, don't you?
Yeah, I know. Girl knows, too. I heard you telling her.
She won't say anything?
No, I guess not.
Gillen had it coming to him.
I wouldn't know. I'm a cop.
Yeah.
It's getting hot.
Put your arm over my shoulder.
You can't get me up there.
Well, I can try. Now, come on. Come on.
Hey. No good. We can't make it.
I'll get the ranger and come back.
No time. Go on.
No,
Get out of here.
No, I can't.
Go on. I've got your gun. Nobody will ever know. You can get away with murder.
Hanson, I'm sorry.
Go on, get out of here.
Somehow I've made it up the trail again. I thought I heard a shot of. Maybe it was a burning tree going down. Jan was waiting for me, and we went on until the trees began to thin out, and we heard the shots of men. I don't remember anything else because I passed out for a long time. When I woke up, Jan was sitting by my bed, and it was cool again.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Jan. Did they get Hanson out?
No.
Jan, listen to me. About what I told you back there. You know, the man I killed.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry. I mean, it was all right about him, but not Hanson, Crowbar. In fact, that was my fault, you know that.
Yeah.
Well, I want you to call a cop. Listen, kid, I've been dreaming about it. It's no good now. Be a good kid and call a cop, will you?
I don't have to. There's one outside now.
What do you mean?
When you passed out, I guess you were delirious or something. You told them.
I told them? Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, I'm glad.
You want me to hang around?
Well, that's up to you, I guess.
I guess it is. I'll hang around.
Each year, thousands of Southern Californians contribute to the pension and sick and injured funds of the Sheriff's Relief Association. You can do your share for this deserving organization by attending the Sheriff's Annual Rodeo in the Los Angeles Coliseum on August 27th. Cowboy star Roy Rogers and Trigger will head the great array of talent on this thrill-packed show. June Haber has been selected as Rodeo Queen, and Joel McRae will act as Grand Marshal. There will be exhibitions of roping and riding by champions from all over the country, and 1,000 other exciting events at the Sheriff's Annual Rodeo, the greatest spectacle of its kind in the world. It's at the Los Angeles Coliseum, 2:30 Sunday afternoon, August 27th. It's a treat the whole family will enjoy. And don't forget the date, Sunday, August 27th.
Escape is produced and directed by William N. Robeson, and tonight has presented The Red Forest by Anthony Ellis. Featured in tonight's cast were Georgia Ellis as Jan, Bill Conrad as Wally, Paul Freese as Hanson, Ben Wright as Roe, Jay Novello as Pat, and Will Gear as Crowbar. Special music arranged and played by Ivan Ditmars. Next week.
You're in the middle of the most barren desert of Mexico, watching a wealthy Oriental voluntarily being strangled to death by the priests of his strange religion, dangerous fanatic priests, from whom there is, for you also, no escape.
Next week at this time, CBS invites you to escape with an exciting story of a man trapped by the priests of a weird cult in the desert wastes of Mexico, as Gouverneur Morris tells it in The Footprint. Be listening. Goodbye then until this same time next week, when once again we offer you Escape. For radio entertainment at its best, keep tuned to your CBS station. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Wheat check, rice check, and good hot Wilson present Space Patrol! High adventure in a wild, vast vision of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol! In today's transcribed adventure, Buzz and Happy have landed on a small planetoid. At this moment, wearing their spacesuits, they're approaching the airlock of a prospector's cave, where a criminal is believed to be hiding.
Someone's firing at us. That's the thing. The other direction. The airlock won't open. There's a protection out here. Whoever's controlling those weapons will just keep firing till they get us.
We'll be back in just a moment with today's Space Patrol story, A Magic Space Picture. Hi, gang. It's nighttime here on the planetarium. All is quiet. But in just a second, you'll hear news that'll rock this planet like an explosion. Watch out. Here it comes. Yes, sir. The news is out, and here it is. Rice check and wheat check now come to you in a brand new package with a big picture of Commander Corey or Cadet Happy on the front. Gang, you can cut these pictures out and paste them in your scrapbook or pin them in your room or clubhouse. And listen, inside of these wonderful new packages of checks, you now get the Magic Space Patrol Space Picture. Here's how it works. There is the Magic Space Picture. Who is it? What is it? It's hard to tell. But when you look into the sky or at a wall, presto! That's where the magic comes in. You suddenly see a giant picture that looks like Buzz Corey himself, or a real flying saucer, or a real rocket ship. Now, gang, there's 24 of these pictures, all different, and you get one in every new package of checks. So start collecting the whole set of 24 today. Just look for the new packages of rice checks and wheat checks with Buzz Corey or Cadet Happy on the front, and the Magic Space Pictures on the inside. And now, today's Space Patrol adventure, A Magic Space Picture. Excitement is high at the Terra Spaceport today. Rumor has spread that Commander Corey himself is to blast off for a test flight in the XR-51, the new experimental rocket ship which has been under top security guard for weeks while technicians installed secret equipment. In his central office at Space Patrol headquarters, Commander Corey is now making a last-minute check of charts and technical data as Cadet Happy bursts in.
Come
Commander, somebody's made a terrible mistake. Oh, excuse me, sir.
That's all right, Happy. What's the trouble?
Well, I just received special orders from the Technical Training Command.
Let me see them. You'll report to Recognition School for a special briefing course at 1100 hours Universal Start Time today.
No, I thought I'd better report the mistake to you right away, sir, so I wouldn't be marked AWL.
There's no mistake, Happy.
But sir, I thought that...
You thought what?
Well, you are taking the experimental rocket ship up today, aren't you, sir?
Yes, in about an hour. Why?
Well, I figured you'd be needing me, and well, if I have to be at Recognition School...
I put those orders through, Happy.
Then I don't make the test flight?
Not this one. I'm taking Lieutenant Jeff Fisher. He's been working on the project since it started. Anyway, the whole flight won't take more than an hour or two.
I see. Sorry I bothered you, sir.
In a few days, I'll be starting a whole series of flights in the XR-51. We're going to Recognition School, so you'll be able to help me.
Oh, well, that's different.
Here, look at this.
It's just a negative picture of the planet Saturn. Anybody'd recognize that.
It's a special kind of negative picture, Happy. Look at that tiny spot in the center. Keep gazing at it.
Yes, sir. I still don't see anything unusual.
Don't take your eyes off that center dot.
Well, if this is a sample of what the course is like, it's going to be a cinch.
All right, Happy, now look out the window at the sky. What do you see?
Nothing. Just... I must be going crazy.
What's the matter?
Why, Saturn's right out there in space, just the way it looks from a spaceship. You see it, sir?
I can't see it, because I haven't been looking at the magic space picture.
I don't understand.
This is only one of 24 magic space pictures you'll get in the basic training course, Happy. You're going to see a lot of images in space.
But how does it work?
You'll learn that at the school. Uh-oh, look at the time. Got to run over to the spaceport now to check with one of the technicians. Well, good luck, Happy. See you when you get out of class.
Oh, Commander Corey, may I help you?
Oh, yes, Bannock. I just stopped in to see if Lieutenant Fisher picked up all the equipment we need for the test.
It's all in the ship, sir. I checked it myself.
Fine. I want every bit of extra image reactor equipment removed from this building and returned to the security lab. That includes diagrams, check sheets, everything. Is that clear?
Yes, Commander.
Good. Then I'll go over to the ship. I want full security measures observed. Tell your men that, Bannock.
All right, Commander. Good luck. Euro Vanek at Station 4, calling Station 6. Station 4, calling Station 6. Acknowledge with Code Y. Code Y received. Send 3 men in a surface truck to Station 4 to pick up some special equipment. Get it aboard my private spaceship before the security lab starts checking. I got Curry fooled. With a little luck, I can blast off to a penetrate man.
Oh, what a day.
How'd you get along in class, Happy?
Okay, sir, I guess. But I can still see planets and spaceships and special equipment floating in space.
Oh, you'll get used to it.
They had us look at pictures, well, the way I did here in the office. Only we were in front of a sort of brainograph machine.
That's right. You've seen how our brainograph screen shows an image of a person's thoughts.
Yes, sir.
Well, our scientists have found a way to make those images send electric impulses to relays and motors and instruments.
Just the way our brain sends impulses through the nerves to the muscles.
Exactly. Only the image reactor is much faster. Ordinarily, when you think of an action you want to perform, your hand throws a switch or moves a control. With this new device, your thought throws the switch.
And the purpose of these magic space pictures is to train us to project the correct image at the right time.
That's right. After you've mastered the technique, Happy, you can maneuver the XR-51 from blast off to landing with your hands tied behind your back.
Wow. So that's the big secret of the XR-51.
There are a lot of bugs to get out of it before we can equip all Space Patrol ships with it, but we want a supply of trained pilots ready to take over.
Your private space patrol, sir.
Space Patrol headquarters, Corey here. Oh, yes, Robbie. What? When was this discovered? I see. Space phone and all planets alarm. I'll blast off right away. Corey out. Come on, Happy. Let's get to Terra 5.
What's wrong, sir?
Some of the image reactor equipment and the key designs have been stolen from the security lab.
How?
All we know is that a technician named Juro Vanek has disappeared. Major Robertson says Vanek blasted off from here about 20 minutes ago. Come on, Hap. We're going after him.
Juro Vanek's ship the patrol sighted, he could be going either to Mars or Jupiter.
But in the meantime, he could have changed vector and probably has.
Well, Commander, what could Vanek gain by stealing that equipment?
He may be planning to sell it, which would be pretty risky, but more likely he's working for someone who doesn't want to see the space patrol become too efficient.
Yeah, with those image reactors, our ship could outmaneuver anything in space.
Vanek has been with the project ever since it started. He
probably been waiting for months for a chance to make this grade.
I hope we catch him right away. I don't want to miss any of that course.
If we don't catch him, the training program might as well be suspended. According to that last report from Major Robertson, Vanek got away with most of the reactor cells, the heart of the whole device.
Space Control Terra calling Commander Corey aboard Terra 5. Space Control Terra to Commander Corey.
Corey here. Go ahead, Space Control.
Commander, Space Patrol Ship T-523 reports an unidentified private cruiser heading for the planetoid belt. Patrol ship gave chase, but the cruiser got away.
You have the vector for the cruiser?
An approximate one, sir. 23 degrees, sun-Mars orientation, 300,000 miles outside the Mars orbit.
He's way off the Jupiter lane. Space Control, inform Major Robertson now proceed toward the planetoid belt in Sector J. Corey out. So Vanek isn't going to Jupiter.
Well, he can't hide out in the planetoids very long. They're just chunks of rock with no atmosphere and no food.
How about all the prospectors who live on the planetoids?
Well, even they have to make trips to the nearest planet 2 or 3 times a year for supplies. Vanek is probably just trying to throw off pursuit.
We'll see.
Well, Jewel, welcome to Planetoid 94.
Here, Barrett. Let's take some of this stuff. Let's get out of this area.
My, you have got a load, haven't you? Here, I'll give you a hand.
Just set it down. And close it in the door.
Sure. Now, you'll get out of that space suit, and I'll give you some nice hot Venus coffee. Well, this business of being a Space Patrol agent must be tiring.
It is. I got to blast off again right away. But I will have some coffee.
Hey, that's, real interesting-looking equipment there, Joe.
A special secret lock for the outer hatch to your cage.
A lock? Well, Joe, I never had a lock on the place at all. Well, you started coming and storing your Space Patrol stuff here. In fact, last time I went out, I nearly forgot the key.
Oh, with all this secret Space Patrol equipment here, it's got to be locked up. Suppose some enemy of the Space Patrol tried to steal it.
Couldn't have that happen, of course.
And with this new lock, you don't need any key. You just think of a certain image, and the outer door opens.
I do what? Think of an image?
Yes. An image that only you and I know.
All right. That's too steep for old Corbett.
Not only that, but I got some special weapons I'm going to install on the rocks, all around your cage. They work on the same principle.
Weapons? Well, what in the name of purple comets do I need weapons for?
Why, in case space bandits try to steal the Space Patrol equipment, I'll install a view scope outside. And if anybody lands on this planetoid, we just think of the certain image, and a controlled weapon fire at the criminal.
You talk like you plan to stay here, Joe.
I will, after I get back from my next mission. But I'm going to install these weapons and the secret lock before I blast off.
Well, this image business, that's worse than a key. Suppose I forget what the image is.
Good point. It ought to be something you couldn't forget. I got it. Your face.
Huh?
Just think of your own face. Think real hard, and the outer L door will open. I'll turn off the image reactor lights now and show you. Your Vanek must be in another part of the planetoid belt, sir. All we've seen in the viewscope are those chunks of rock. Hundreds of them.
Happy, look at the viewscope to starboard.
The spaceship. It was hidden by that planetoid.
He must have seen us. He swerved toward Jupiter.
He's really kicked down the power.
Let's get him, Happy.
We're gaining on him, sir.
He'll crash into one of those planetoids if he isn't careful.
Yeah, or we will. Hey, he's going to... Wow, that was close. You see him veer away just in time?
Yes.
I'll say this for him. He's some pilot. Hey, where'd he go?
Change vector again. He's trying to keep a planetoid between him and us.
I can't locate him, sir. We've lost him. Hey, what was that?
The rear viewscope, look.
There he is. Circled around behind us. He's on our tail.
He's firing cosmic torpedoes.
Yeah, now we'll have to use evasive action.
Brace yourself, Happy.
That ought to throw him off. Wow, that was closer than ever. Vanek's nearly as quick as lightning at those controls.
He is, Happy. Vanek's ship is equipped with an image reactor. Unless a miracle happens, his next shot will blast us to bits.
We'll return to Space Patrol in just a moment. Say, gang, here's big news. Big news. Remember that picture of Saturn, the one Commander Corey told Cadet Happy to look at? Remember what took place after Hap looked at it? Hap thought he saw the planet Saturn in the sky.
Well, gang, how would you like to have some magic pictures that work just like that? Here's where you'll find them. Inside the new Rice Chex and Wheat Chex packages. The new packages with a picture of Buzz Corey or Cadet Happy on the front. Now, there's 24 of these magic space pictures, and they're all different. And you get one in every new package of Chex. Saturn, Commander Corey, Cadet Happy, rocket ships, these and 20 other fascinating pictures appear on the magic space pictures. You'll want all 24. Here's how they work. You stare at the mysterious picture. What is it? Who is it? You can't tell for sure. Not till you look at the sky or at a wall. That's when the magic goes to work. Floating in space is a giant picture that looks like a real rocket or a real planet. Man, oh man, it's lots of fun. So, gang, hurry. Get the new packages of Rice Chex and Wheat Chex with Buzz Corey or Cadet Happy on the front and the magic space pictures inside. And now back to Space Patrol and the magic space pictures. Space Patrol scientists have developed a spaceship control device that reacts directly to the pilot's thought commands. Juro Bannock, a disloyal Space Patrol technician, has stolen several of these image reactor units and hidden them in a prospector's cave on a small planetoid. The prospector, Prague Barrett, innocently believes he is assisting an honest Space Patrol agent. Buzz and Happy suddenly came upon Bannock's ship in the planetoid belt and gave chase. But Bannock, with his image reactor control, executed a series of rapid maneuvers that enabled him to attack Buzz and Happy from the rear with cosmic torpedoes.
He's laying those torpedoes closer every time he fires. It's like he knows what we're going to do before we do it. Stand by to fire rear torpedoes. Stand by, sir. We can't use automatic aim and fire because these planetoids will confuse the selector. Fire when you get him in your sight. Oh, I missed him a mile. He swerved just as I fired. He certainly didn't miss us by much. I'll try again, sir. Hap, you can hit a big target easier than a small one. This time, aim at one of those planetoids just when Bannock passes near it. I get it, sir. What an idea. I'll hold the ship steady for a few seconds. It'll make us an easy target, but you'll have a chance to aim. Bannock's moving toward one now, sir. Here goes. Nice going, Hap. At least I hit the planetoid. You got Bannock's ship with some of the planetoid fragments. He's in trouble. Good shooting, Hap. It was just luck, sir. You'll circle back and pick him up. There's a chance he's alive. I'll board his ship. Get my spacesuit while I join airlock. Cadet Happy calling Commander Corey.
Go ahead, Happy.
Are you all right, sir?
I'm just entering Bannock's ship now. No sign of him so far. He's got an image reactor control, all right. Both in his rockets and torpedo fire control.
The way he handled his ship, he must have been giving himself private lessons.
Looks like he got away.
Got away? Where could he have gone?
He probably jumped out in the spacesuit right after his ship was hit.
He could be hundreds of DUs from here by now.
I'm coming back, Happy. Notify Space Patrol Jupiter to pick up this wreck. He'll search for Bannock. Bannock calling for Barrett on planetoid 9. Bannock to Barrett.
Hello, Juro. There's nobody on planetoid 94. I'm not there.
Barrett. This truck, Barrett.
Yep, who'd you think it was?
Barrett, listen. I'm in trouble. You've got to help me.
Trouble? What happened?
I'm in a space drift in the planetoid belt.
Now, what in the name of Jupiter's moons are you doing out there?
Don't ask questions, just listen. I was attacked by space bandits. They went after my ship and it was damaged. They don't know I got away. They got to find me and pick me up before they come back.
Space bandits? In the planetoid belt?
Yes. Where are you?
In my ship. I'm heading for planetoid 867. I'll pick you up, Juro.
Hurry, please. Here are my coordinates. Close as I can do.
Just a second. I'll be with you. There. Let me help you open that helmet face piece here. There you are, Joe.
Get back to the control truck. Let's get away from here quickly.
Sure.
Oh, thanks for picking me up.
Oh, that's all right. After all, it's the only neighborly thing to do. You all right, Joe?
Yeah, I'm okay. Now, let's see. You better take me to Mars.
To Mars?
Yeah, I'm going to have to pick up another ship and some special supplies. And I'll come back to planetoid 94.
Well, I was going prospecting, but I guess the Space Patrol comes first.
I admire your attitude, Barrett. Drop me off at Lulu City, and then you can go prospecting. Remember one thing, though.
Yeah?
If anyone contacts you, remember you haven't seen me or my ship. Now get me to Mars as quickly as you can. Wow, Juro really disappeared. I'll swear we've covered every cubic yard of space he could possibly be in.
We must have miscalculated, Happy. Happy, look at that planetoid.
Hey, there's a spaceship there.
I'll head for it. You turn up the viewscope sensitivity control.
Yes, sir. There's a man in a spacesuit near the ship, sir. See? Crawling up that hump of rock.
Judging by the type of ship, he may be a prospector. When we land, we'll get the man aboard ship and see what we can find out. How do you do? As you probably know, we're space patrolmen. I'm Commander Corey. Well, I'm glad to know you, Commander. I'm Rod Barrett. I asked what you were doing on this planetoid. Oh, doing a little prospecting. Thought I detected a deposit of tellurium over there. Anything wrong in that? Not a thing. Have you seen any other spaceships in this area recently? Why, no. No, I haven't. I don't have much company in the planetoid belt, you know. You haven't seen anyone at all or picked up any signals from anyone? No, Commander. I see. Well, where do you live, Barrett? On Planetoid 94. Got me a cozy cave with my own air supply equipment. I see. Oh, thanks, Barrett. We won't keep you from your work any longer, but if you sight any ships, notify Space Patrol Mars or Jupiter, will you? Oh, you bet, Commander. It's been nice chatting with you. I hope you'll find that tellurium. Thanks. So long. Close the inner hatch, Happy.
Yes, sir. Commander, did you see what I saw?
Back of the spacesuit?
Yes, sir.
Fairly recent Space Patrol issue with the insignia almost rubbed out.
Well, what would a prospector be doing with Space Patrol equipment?
He might have stolen it. Still, he seems to be an honest old fellow. Let's blast off. We'll check on Barrett by spaceophone at both Mars and Jupiter Space Patrol headquarters. And if we find anything suspicious, we can pay a surprise visit.
Everything's in good shape back aft, Commander. I made a thorough instrument check on the power and air control.
Good. I just got a report from Mars headquarters on Barrett. He's got a clean record. But early this morning, his ship landed at Lowell City Spaceport. A man got out, and then Barrett blasted off again.
But he told us he hadn't seen anybody.
I'd like to know who that man was that Barrett dropped off on Mars. We're going to circle back to Planetoid 94 and find the answer to that question. Howdy, Joe. Oh, what a trip I've had. When did you get back from Mars?
A couple of hours ago.
Hey, that's a dandy new ship you got.
There. What are you doing in a spacesuit?
Why, I had to put it on to get to the cave from the ship. You know that.
But that's my suit. The one I was wearing when you picked me up in space.
So it is. Same size as mine. Oh, almost forgot. Some Space Patrol fellows landed on number 867 and asked me some questions.
What?
Oh, well, I didn't tell them anything. I said I hadn't seen anybody or any ships. You'd have been proud of me, Joe.
What did they want to know?
Oh, what I was doing. So I told them prospecting. Then when I told them I hadn't seen anybody, they blasted off. These nice fellows. Commander Corey was the one I talked to.
Corey? And he saw you in the spacesuit.
Sure.
What's wrong with undering, fool?
Sure. What are you getting all upset about? Here?
Get out of the way. Let me turn on the fuse scope.
Look, Gerald, this is my home. I don't like being pushed around even by my friends.
Get away and shut up. Look at that. A spaceship. And it's headed for a landing right near the cave. See what you've done?
I haven't done anything. I don't see what you're so steamed up about.
You don't, eh? That's Commander Corey. You let him here. You bungling old fool.
Now, you see here. He's your commander. You can explain I was helping you there.
Shut up. Just wait till Corey gets out of that ship. I'll fix him. I'll blast him off that planetoid.
Well, what are you talking about?
Those weapons. I rigged to cover the cave entrance from every angle.
You're no space patrolman.
You learn fast, Barrett. Get your hands off of me.
You're not going to harm the commander. I won't let you.
Let go. Now, keep out of my way. Till I get Corey, I'll finish with you. And don't try anything else if you value your...
Have your ray gun ready, Hap? I'll see if I can open the cave airlock. Yes, sir. Hey, where did that come from? Someone's firing at us. Hey, that one came from the other direction. Quickly, run for the cave. They're getting closer.
firing till they get us. There's no protection out here.
We're trapped.
Hap, there's an image reactor unit here.
And General Vanek's inside.
Yes, watching us through a viewscope.
If we only knew what image would unlock this hack.
He's got us bracketed now, Hap. You don't get in the cave, the next one will get us sure.
What's that?
Someone's on our suit spaceophone frequency.
This is Frog Barrett. Think of me. What's he talking about? Hey, Barrett, what do you mean?
Happy, he's telling us how to open the airlock. Think of what Barrett looks like. Think hard.
Oh, gee, I only saw him once. I don't remember, except that he had a beard.
Let me in front of that reactor, Happy. See. Gray beard, blue eyes, space tan face.
It worked. The airlock's open.
Get in quickly. Close it behind you. Hurry. Through the inner door.
They were right in the line of fire when I...
Corey. That's right, Vanek. Drop that ray gun.
Stand back, Corey. Hey, nice going, Commander.
Vanek, you don't seem to do so well when you have to depend on your own reactions. All right, get up.
Commander, you made it.
Yes, Barrett, thanks to you.
I tried to stop him from firing at you.
Thanks, Barrett. We'll take care of you from now on, Vanek. Get up.
Okay. How did you get into a cave, Corey?
Barrett spaceophoned us the right image to use.
You worked the image reactor after seeing Barrett only once?
That's right, Vanek. I wouldn't expect you to know this, but a person can get in most anywhere with an honest face.
That's my commander.
An action preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure in just a moment. But first...
Commander, look at how fast that boy is running. That's the fastest running I ever saw.
That boy's running to the grocery store, Commander. He just heard the big news.
You mean the big news that rice checks and wheat checks now have a brand new package with a big picture of the Commander and me on the front?
Yes, sir. Plus the news that inside of each of these brand new packages, you now get a magic space picture.
Hope you'll follow that boy to the grocery store, gang. I'm mighty proud of those new packages of checks with my picture on the front. Hope you'll cut my picture out and paste it in your scrapbook. And hey, gang, you can also get rice checks and wheat checks now with my picture on the front. You can cut out my picture, too, and hang it in your room or clubhouse. That sure would make me happy. Don't forget, inside every one of those new packages of checks, there's a magic space picture. You stare at them, look in the sky, and wowee, you see a big rocket ship floating in space, or a speeding jet car, or whatever the subject of your magic space picture happens to be. There's 24 of them all together, and they're all different. And you get one in every new package of checks. So start collecting the whole set of 24 magic space pictures today.
Just bring home the new packages of rice checks and wheat checks with Buzz Corey or Cadet Happy on the front and the magic space pictures inside. And now, an action preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy are in a magnetic tunnel car. A tunnel car in a mine shaft deep below the surface of the planet Venus. As they rise toward ground level, Happy prepares the weapons they hope will enable them to rescue Tonga from two criminals.
Hey, what was that? Explosion. Scratcher has blown up the entrance to the tunnel. We're sealed in. Oh, brace yourself. Our tunnel car is going to crash right into the debris.
Be sure to be with us next Saturday for the exciting story, The Caverns of Venus, when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again bring you Space Patrol! Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Len Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston and directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Norman Jolly and Bela Kovach. Dick Tufel speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again present the new exciting Space Patrol! And be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol program on your local ABC TV station. Consult your newspaper for time and channel. Mothers, an invitation from your grocer. See his special peach coronation salad display, 1953's most beautiful salad. Canned cling peaches from California, creamy cottage cheese, served with rye crisp. Space Patrol came to you transcribed from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network.